and my love no feel low. Ascension a baba for the movement, CEO with the right management. Like the guide like Nepa miracle. Cypher too sharp, tactical. Black Matchday, they cast the gameplay. It's down what they play. Everybody scream for the headset. Caster too cold, no race. If you enter once, you know fit leave. Good energy, now waiting we believe. From lobby chats to custom room, ML up, they shake the whole zone. ML up, a family where they give us love. From the admins to the things we trust. Nobody better than us. ML up, we the vibe till the sun comes up. MJ light Cypher too tough. Black Matter shelling leave non-stop. Shout out all the teams them. Every player where they rep them. Sweaty matches, clutch moments. Victory dance with enjoyment. If them ask to run this scene, the ML will be the king. From Niger straight to worldwide. Everybody hands it right. MJ say ready. Everybody say steady. Black Matter on commentary. Whole chat going crazy. ML community stronger than love. Admins working non-stop for us. That's why we rise above. ML I'm a piano vibe in the club. From the games to the late night fun. ML up number one. ML forever area. MJ don't like the place, so Black Matter on the mic, oh. Share you the feel hey. Every night we dey online. Squad full active, steady, good vibes. From tournament days to late night too. ML love no feel low. Ascension a baba for the movement, CEO with the right management. Like the guide like Nepa miracle. Cypher too sharp, tactical. Black Matter, they cast the gameplay. It's down what they play. Everybody scream for the headset. Caster too cold, no race. If you enter once, you know fit leave. Good energy, now waiting we believe. From lobby chats to custom room, ML up, they shake the whole zone. ML up, a family where they give us love. From the admins to the things we trust. Nobody better than us. ML up, we the vibe till the sun comes up. MJ light Cypher too tough. Black Matter shelling leave non-stop. Shout out all the teams them. Every player where they rep them. Sweaty matches, clutch moments. Victory dance with enjoyment. If them ask to run this scene, the ML will be the king. From Niger straight to worldwide. Everybody hands it right. MJ say ready. Everybody say steady. Black Matter on commentary. Whole chat going crazy. ML community stronger than love. Admins working non-stop for us. That's why we rise above. ML I'm a piano vibe in the club. From the games to the late night fun. ML up number one. ML forever area. MJ don't like the place, so Black Matter on the mic, oh. Share you the feel hey. Every night we dey online. Squad full active, steady, good vibes. From tournament days to late night too. ML love no feel low. Ascension, Baba for the movement. CEO with the right management. Like the guide, like Nepa miracle. Cypher too sharp, tactical. Black Matchday, they cast the gameplay. It's down what they play. Everybody scream for the heads, eh. Caster too cold, no race, eh. If you enter once, you know fit leave. Good energy, now waiting we believe. From lobby chats to custom room, ML up, they shake the whole zone. ML up, a family where they give us love. From the admins to the teams we trust. Nobody better than us. ML up, we the vibe till the sun comes up. MJ like Cypher too tough. Black Matter shelling leave non-stop. Shout out all the teams them. Every player where they rep them. Sweaty matches, clutch moments. Victory dance with enjoyment. If them ask who run this scene, the ML who be the king. From Niger straight to worldwide. Everybody hands say right. MJ say ready. Everybody say steady. Black Matter on commentary. Whole chat going crazy. ML community stronger than love. Admins working non-stop for us. That's why we rise above. ML I'm a piano vibe in the club. From the games to the late night fun. ML up number one. ML, forever area. MJ don't like the place, so Black Matter on the mic, oh. Share you the feel, hey. Every night we dey online. Squad full active, steady, good vibes. From tournament days to late night, oh. ML up, no feel low. Ascension, Baba for the movement. CEO with the right management. Like the guide, like Nepa miracle. Cypher too sharp, tactical. Black Matter, they cast the gameplay. It's down what they play. Everybody scream for the heads, eh. Caster too cold, no race, eh. If you enter once, you know fit leave. Good energy, now waiting we believe. From lobby chats to custom room, ML up, they shake the whole zone. ML up, a family where they give us love. From the admins to the teams we trust. Nobody better than us. ML up, we the vibe till the sun comes up. MJ like Cypher too tough. Black Matter shelling leave non-stop. Shout out all the teams them. Every player where they rep them. Sweaty matches, clutch moments. Victory dance with enjoyment. If them ask who run this scene, the ML who be the king. From Niger straight to worldwide. Everybody hands say right. MJ say ready. Everybody say steady. Black Matter on commentary. Whole chat going crazy. ML community stronger than love. Admins working non-stop for us. That's why we rise above. ML I'm a piano vibe in the club. From the games to the late night fun. ML up number one. ML, forever area. MJ don't like the place, so Black Matter on the mic, oh. Share you the feel, hey. Every night we dey online. Squad full active, steady, good vibes. From tournament days to late night, oh. And my love no feel low. Attention Baba for the movement. CEO with the right management. Like the guide like Nepa miracle. Cypher too sharp, tactical. Black Matter, they cast the gameplay. It's down what they play. Everybody scream for the headset. Caster too cold, no race. If you enter once, you know fit leave. Good energy, now waiting we believe. From lobby chats to custom room. ML up, they shake the whole zone. ML all over. A family where they give us love. From the admins to the things we trust. Nobody better than us. ML we the vibe till the sun comes up. MJ lights Cypher too tough. Black Matter shelling live non-stop. Shout out all the teams them. Every player where they rep them. Sweaty matches, clutch moments. Victory dance with enjoyment. If them apps who run this scene, now ML will be the king. From Niger straight to worldwide. Everybody hands it right. MJ say ready. Everybody say steady. Black Matter on commentary. Whole chat going crazy. ML community stronger than love. Admins working non-stop for us. That's why we rise above. ML I'm a piano vibe in the club. From the games to the late night fun. ML up number one. A family where they give us love. From the admins to the things we trust. Nobody better than us. ML we the vibe till the sun comes up. MJ lights Cypher too tough. Black Matter shelling live non-stop. Shout out all the teams them. Every player where they rep them. Sweaty matches, clutch moments. Victory dance with enjoyment. If them apps who run this scene, now ML will be the king. From Niger straight to worldwide. Everybody hands it right. MJ say ready. Everybody say steady. Black Matter on commentary. Whole chat going crazy. ML community stronger than love. Admins working non-stop for us. That's why we rise above. ML I'm a piano vibe in the club. From the games to the late night fun. ML up number one. ML forever area. MJ don't like the place, so Black Matter on the mic. Share you the feel hey. Every night we dey online. Squad full active, steady, good vibes. From tournament days to late night too. ML love no feel low. Attention Baba for the movement. CEO with the right management. Like the guide like Nepa miracle. Cypher too sharp, tactical. Black Matter, they cast the gameplay. It's down what they play. Everybody scream for the headset. Caster too cold, no race. If you enter once, you know fit leave. Good energy, now waiting we believe. From lobby chats to custom room. ML up, they shake the whole zone. ML all a family where they give us love. From the admins to the things we trust. Nobody better than us. ML we the vibe till the sun comes up.
Okay. Hello everyone. We are back, and of course, Well, it's the first day of the Ascension series and a new tournament begins. Of course, I'm not the only one here. I am with Church, I am with Isayo. Hello, guys. How are we feeling tonight about the Ascension series day one?
Good evening, guys. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening, Black Matter. Good evening, Fisal. Once again, I'm here, and yeah, I'm happy to be here streaming this Ascension series. One of the first ones of its kind without the top four squads in the community right now. So yeah, I do hope that the winner of this tournament will really have a spot in those high places.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Good evening. This is Fisayo. Hi Black. Hi George. And yeah, the Ascension series is here, guys. I'm sure we have been seeing the posters for I think a few weeks now, and finally the day is here, and we're bringing it to you live. I think courtesy of ML Hub, right?
Of
So
course.
yeah, the Yuzong on the poster. I just thought of something right now. You know, Yuzong's. I think the M5 skin. It says something rise to greatness and ignite the stars. So let's see who is going to rise to greatness and ignite the stars in this tournament.
Rise to greatness. That's exactly a good way to put the Ascension series because it just understands and summarizes the concept. Man, look at these teams going up against each other. The very first two teams to go up against each other tonight, the Disciples versus D12. If you don't know, XIII is a Roman numeral for 12. And we see the lineup here, Judge. Chameleon. We see them in their glory. Two heroes already picked. And let's get into the draft pick. Look at the bands, man. Look at those bands, Judge.
Yeah, I said it during that lobby outside that the signature pick for Alexander L is that Sicilian, and the disciples, yeah, they did their work, homework, and yeah, they put that Sicilian into that mass section. You can also see them banning the Gok and the Marcel. While the Marcel is yeah, it's very understandable. The Gok though is a bit sketchy, but then again, Gok is an annoying rumor. Although his CC immunity has been removed several parties ago, is still quite tanky, and it trade there. So Disciple just decided to put that in the ban section, and they did 12 instead. They ban out the Atlas, the Bellaric, and the Glow. All three are top tier rumors, and yeah, everyone has experienced either heroes on their side or on the opponent side. What I'm shocked though was that I was expecting Kaja to either be banned or pearl picked, but as we are seeing the drought of the disciples and Pixel right now, they are not even leaning towards that Kaja pick, even though his revamp has actually made him annoying to be dealt with now that his divine judgment is now called divine biting, and now it can take more than a single hero. But still, let's see what the both teams are trying to cook for us as disciples logged in that Freya, the Valia, and the Iara as their first three picks.
Yeah, while on the side of the 12, they have the Minotaur, they have the Phobios, and of course, they lock in the Irithel. Yeah, the thing, I don't know if it's me though, but I feel like the Irithel right now is kind of lacking somewhat. I don't know. And yeah, we can see right now the 12, they missed a ban. I hope Chameleon is not AFK because yeah, the rule states that we can't restart. AFK is not a grant for restart. But anyways, looking at their lineup right now, CD going for that for the Freya first pick, and Marvin Wade going for that Fovios. I believe as a kind of counter to the Freya. But one thing that is questionable though is the 12 banning out that Paquito. They can already see the Freya, which means the Paquito will be going. They assume that Paquito will be going into the jungle. Is Paquito that that strong in the jungle right now?
I think they have already seen the Irala, as victory, but they are probably thinking that this Freya is probably going gold, and then probably Paquito EXP. That's why the Paquito was, slot in there. But still, as its case might be, yeah, we can see now that the 12 they're actually ready to the draft of the disciples as them banning that Paquito now led Freya, yeah, to be in that good lane, and the Saints picking up that Uranus for the EXP, and Art finally locking the draft for the disciples with that Hilda pick. Well, their draft is, yeah, it's solid. Yeah, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, but compared to what's happening right now in D12, yeah, I think, yeah, everyone should agree with me that the draft of the disciples lack that AOE crowd control currently. As now, D12 locked in that Fred and that Eudora pick that we have been seeing has been popping up as of late.
Honestly, I can see a comment here. Zeno Media saying, "I've missed you, Black." Yeah, I've missed you too, man. It's been a while since we've done this. The Mythic Conquest series has made it pretty challenging for us to come back here, but then we are back in the Ascension series. It's D12, it's the Disciples, it's the first game of tonight, and it's a best of 3. Let us see how this goes, guys. Whose draft are you inclining towards, though? I gotta ask the casters. Church, what do you think?
I already said earlier, but actually, the disciples are running to revitalize. So even though they lack that AOE presence, I would try to incline to the judge because of that Irara pick and that Freya pick. Freya is a very nasty hero, and if you use that right, she will show why she's the only mobile legend hero that you can buy with diamonds.
Diamonds, bro. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'll have to choose. I'll have to go for the 12 here because side of TD, their composition is all over the place. I mean, they don't exactly have a team fight comp. Maybe the Uranus and the
Mhm.
Freya get that, but coupled with the Hilda. And of course, definitely this Hilda is going to suffer in the hands of Eudora just a little bit. And the fact that they went for 3 revitalized means I don't want to be busted by this Eudora. But if you put all your eggs in one basket, what about the Fredrin? What about the Phobius? What about the Irithel? Do you think the side of TD with this composition will be able to survive the barrage coming from the side of the 12 though?
Be pretty challenging, that's for sure. They have some level of you know intense picks here. Honestly, the fact that Eudora revamp has actually been one of her made her pick rate spike is a good thing, because to be honest, the former Eudora, you would hardly see the Eudora in a rank. No, what are we saying, rank? Let's even start from rank, because if you want to say tournament, that's almost non-existent. But then the Kaja revamp as well, I was kind of expecting it, like George said, because the Divine Judgment now having multiple targets, it now no longer called the Divine Judgment. Of course, when there's a revamp, the hero skill names also change, so that's also more for the casters to learn. But then let us see how the execution for this draft are, and let's see if this Freya, what that is, theory revitalize. Oh my god.
As you have said, Black, but yeah, I also, as Fisher said to that, the draft of the disciples is all over the place. But still, if you look at how their draft is complete for us, you can see that, yeah, this is more of an early game draft with that Freya, with that Irala, with that Uranus. They are all banking on the early to mid game. And if the 12 actually makes that mistake, of giving them that light in that early game, and the disciples is able to capitalize on it all the way into the mid game, yeah. But what is, we can see that Fred is actually getting bullied, and as I've said, they invaded his jungle, and the disciples understand the win con of this job. They need to be very super aggressive in this early game, not allowing the side of the 12 to scale at all.
So
Yeah,
far.
I completely agree with you. And we can see right now they are living in the jungle of D12. You can see the Uranus. Okay, there it goes again. Richter gets taken out. The Minotaur is not as tanky this early. Kenny has not been to his lane since the beginning of this game, bro. Oh, he has been cutting the lanes to get his farm. Okay, that's the falling maple rather, but the Eudora flickered out.
Mm. Look at it, for the fact that this Uranus is just German cutting the entire lanes and nobody's even coming to punish him. That tells you that the man is very confident on that pick. And also, of course, the Uranus in the early games has a lot of healing, especially with consecration. Now, pair that up with the revitalize, that's even more healing. But I love the fact that they understand that, and for now, they are more worried about keeping their marksman alive and from that Freya than actually, and also contesting for the totals than actually worrying about that Uranus. But then look at the Uranus, look at Kenny, look at what Kenny is doing, and nobody's there to challenge him.
If you're looking at,
Yeah,
look at where Freya is right now. She is literally going into Fredlin's jungle and making him starve of his own creep. at just 2 minutes, bro. If this 12 can't find an answer to this Freya is going to scale out of hand. And you can even see the level difference between both junglers now. They are post 2 on level 6, and Fred just reaching level 3. Yeah, this is not a good game for any Freding player, either in rank or in tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah,
amen.
because the Fred needs his level and items to be able to tank or soak up damage. But right now, oh, he gets taken out again, and he won't. I don't think he will reach his level 4 anytime. He will reaching his level 4 anytime soon. But Kenny, we can see him still going. The dark wave comes out, but he sidestepped that. Down to the mid lane though, Black.
Man, so far you gotta feel for this Frederick still in level 3. And of course, the first dot's already taking a whole jungler. That's gonna do something. Look at Richter, it's a defense, first stomp. But then, eyes on Saint, because that man is in the midst of a 1v2, in the midst of 2 turrets. Saint, you might want to go for the Frederick, though. You know, at this point, he can technically take out the Frederick because he doesn't even have the energy eruption and the appraiser's rod, because those skills are unlocked when you get your level 4. But then, he just dive in. He wants to take out the Eudora in the back. Alexandra is able to get away for Kanhi. It's very low. And meanwhile, no one's challenging this Freya because she gets the first kill. And all they can do is hide inside the tier 2, Judge.
He Once if you are not able to clip the wings of this Freya, you would understand how much 599 diamonds is for you to be, only the way to be able to purchase a hero. And although she only has 1 kill to an enemy without 0 assists, she's definitely scaling out of lane. I can see it dive into the tier 2 turret at just 4 minutes, and none of the disciples members are actually falling, and they're even able to capitalize a kill onto Richa on that Minotaur, and they are able to walk away with it, even securing that tier 1 mid turret at just 4 minutes, Fisayo.
Yeah, but I gotta ask though, Church, do you have Freya? Because
I have
it feels
Freya.
like, oh,
I
it
have
feels like you
Freya.
haven't bought
So
the girl yet. Yeah, you actually kind of get that 599 diamond is something.
the
Yeah.
day
Mhm.
you know what's funny is the week I got Freya for Battle Point. It was the week after that they now made that to be only purchasable. It's only purchasable with diamonds.
Oh my God. So
So
just like OG player. Wow. I've always met Freya as a good player. Okay, they are diving the
okay.
friend Phobios right now. That's the Vengeance Flame coming out. The Searing Torrent as well to push him back away from him. Jumping on the Minotaur right now, and of course he gets taken out as well, right under their turret. This is not looking good.
The apostles, these guys, they don't know when to go back. They don't know when to pull back. When you have someone like Kenny on that revitalize who makes German chords, and you have someone like Saint who's aggressive and also impulsive to boot, because man, diving into the turret to take out an Aretha, you know the Aretha is very mobile, but they don't care. It's a diving again with the Valkyrie decent, and now they go for more. Saint takes an NBA, and the disciples are ridiculous because Freya goes in again, and that's gonna be the shutdown. Richter with the pull, and he makes sure he baits her into it and shuts her down. That was rightfully needed, but now Alexandra is taken as collateral damage. At this point, I think we should put a price in the vibe, because early game and mid game is gone. NBA, what are you up to? Syrian Torrent able to push them back, but Kenny has to go back now. That top lane, man. NBA has been having a difficult time, but Apostle is unstoppable. He has to go back now because that total was this point. It's crazy. Of everything that's been happening so far, we are still in the total stage.
Like, I think Chameleon is a bit, that is lagging or is typing, but still, D12, these people, they are they are part of your organization. Why are you playing as if they hold you money, bro? But still, it's funny how there is at least 3 stone in, you can see, I can see a fight going on in that tier 2 bottom lane, but Kenny, bro, relax. Let these people breathe a bit, because they are not even letting waves to sink, and now they are trying to capitalize on that tier 2. Freya going with that Valkyrie's descent, and also the Midnight Fury coming up, but yeah, every crossbow coming out from it, but still, no one is dying. The Valkyrie is coming up, and Ken is just going in with that Ranos, and the Saint following in on that Freya, but wow, The turret did not drop, as still they're able to just only get a kill, and well, it is not looking good at all for the side of the top, and they are trying
They're
to
jumping
play
on Chameleon
safe.
right now.
Chameleon, okay, is yeah, they get a kill, they get another kill on the side of the Saints. They get another kill on the Saints. So yeah, this a bit of a comeback for the side of the top, but still
Ah,
they need to get more. And but their win con is actually pretty much observed right now. That's for that Airtel to farm. And although official did say that Airtel is not a good to you if you are thinking about the grand scheme of things. But in the end, she's a marksman, and if she can get her spacing away from the side of the disciples that what they want to do is just fight, then probably there might still be a win con for the side of the top.
At some point, you gotta ask yourself the question: what is the possibility of a comeback from this? But then look at the time, look at Fury, and look at the counter engagement. They go for the damage. The damage dealt, head is very low. He fell up pursuit. Alexandra bust him down, and the coach is the next on the chopping block. But they say no. Decent fights back, puts Richter at 1-for-1, and they have to go back because the goal difference is way too much. 14 3-kill difference here. It's 10K.
yeah, I mean they survived for way too long that they were supposed to at that top, and that was thanks to the double revitalize being stacked by the Hilda and the Uranus. Guy, the sustained bro, but looks like they're trying to set up an ambush here. Their main target is the Hidora. All right, that's the Hidora combo coming out, but catching no one. Okay, they're jumping on the
Usually,
Saint right now, trying to taunt him right into their turret, but no. Right now, you will notice.
oh,
Oh, shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Opposed to actually got shut down. It was the one with the highest. Yeah, that's a lot of bounty to the side of the 12, but they are still going black.
Kenny Falls, that's the first one. I mean, off you with the flick character. The engagement is there, but the follow-up isn't. Meanwhile, a little bit better on the backside. Marvin finds a kill, maybe a potential goal takeout because no, 3-for-none in favor of D12. Maybe finally finding their footing in this game, and he had to take the late games. It's crazy because we're not even in the late games. We're still in the mid games.
you are seeing the mid game, and you know that single kill onto Apostle on that era got three at least. They got three people on the side of D12 a full item. You know, to show that bounty that Hirara has on that. But now we are seeing them trying to contest for this Lord. Yeah, I don't think D12 should try this, but still, let's see how it will go. Black.
They go for the Minoa Fury, but the Lord already taking NBA. NBA is able to secure it, and now he has to go back. They have to pull back. NBA is looking for the damage, but the Brave Assault defensively, they pull back in a feast of battles. They focus too much on that fight and lost what mattered more. And NBA did not forget his job as a jungler, but then at what cost? They're just gonna melt the Lord fast, and they have to wait for another Lord. But then at least that bought them some time for Chameleon to push that mid lane, Church.
Yeah, okay. We see shutdown for the guys. They finally got a shutdown on the Eudora, and now the disciples are trying to scale out, but D12 are not letting them. As Marvin Wade goes in without a final pursue, and the rest of D12 follows. And yeah, I think Apostle takes one for the team as he sacrifices himself, while the rest of disciples try to scale out. I don't know why they are still making an engagement here, but still. Yeah, let's take a breather. You know, I was not expecting D12 to contest that Lord, but you can see here Freya going in again with that Valkyrie's Descent, finally getting a kill onto NBA and still chasing. As now Marvin Wade is the one trying to run. Will he activate? No, he just try and walk out of it. As now everyone goes back to the laning phase and to playing the winners. But as I was saying before, I was not expecting D12 to take that Lord because, you know, with a 10K deficit, there are some actions you have to consider. But still, credit to NBA, was able to close that retreat on that Fredrin. I was able to secure the Lord, and that getting that Lord and also a kill was able to cut the good lead from that 10K now to around 4,000 or 3,000. That's now everybody are trying to, you know, play for that late game as with the 12 minutes mark, Yeah, this Ito should be farmed on. Okay, she's just about getting her fourth item. That's the Malefic gun. But once she gets that, then yeah, D12 can now successfully take fights.
Yeah, but we also need to look at the level difference as well. The average level on the side of the disciples is, I think, level 13. Only Anakoji is behind. Okay, Anakoji and Hearts are level 12. While on the side of the 12, the average level is like what, 11? Three people on 11. Killian on, wow, Chameleon, rather. We need to comment this Irithel actually. She only died once.
Honestly, man, so far so good. Think okay, NBA he wants to get a maximum stack though, but crystalline energy, he has to pull back because to be honest, this Frederick is so underfarmed. Plus the KDA, not that great. But now look at them prioritize that Lord. You once beaten twice shy for the disciples. The gold lead almost thrown in that instance, but then look at the follow up and the engagement. Richter, Minoan Fury not committed, but Apostle takes the Lord though, and Kenny just doing what he really should, being that person you just can't ignore. And now the Lord is gonna push back and push against D12. Let's see how they defend against the second siege, Judge.
Yeah, I think this Lord might actually close the game, depending on how either side play. It's either D12 gets that wipeout and hand, or the disciples actually able to push the Lord and actually hand. But now let's see, Kenny being the menace on that Uranus, and the Saints, Ayana Koji opt Wonder Volley, to manage the waves, while the rest of the gang stay in the bottom lane, and Apostles just going in with that items and coming out. And now that the waves are actually synced, we can see the siege coming up.
Yeah. Right now we have, okay, that's it. Kenny making his way there, taking turret shot though. That's the boss play. Minoan Fury committed in the mid lane, but there is nobody to follow up there. All the team is there right now trying to catch up.
The same falls, Kenny falls, that's two, maybe three. They have to pull back. They know that's one thing. What happens when you don't have a marksman? It starts to affect you when it gets to late games. The damage output is something that is really lacking right now, and that's what the disciples are starting to feel. The Retail is a late game marksman, and with Chameleon on the 215, the best KDA on his team, you gotta ask yourself the question, at some point it will begin to hurt. The heavy crossbow will begin to hurt, and they know that. And if you are the disciples right now, that next Lord, you have to get it because that good lead will close in soon. And trust me, it's not going to be in the favor of the disciples if they are able to get that Lord again. But NBA, position close, Heart is there as well. But then so far, I gotta ask you this question, Josh. Do you think not having a marksman is starting to touch them right now on the disciple side?
Yes, there is lesser teams that would pull the double fighter draft and not feel the impact of a maximum come late game. And now the Saints, they are falling into the legs of those teams that are actually fail it. As Iritel is one of those marksmen that you will not want to scale into late game, because yeah, she's on a full critic item with the Ass Claws, the Winter Auctions, and the Berserker's Fury. And we can see that fight on that mid lane, opposed to surviving that with the iframes, but still in the fight, trying to look for a way to enter. The triple Divala is actually coming in, and okay, she escapes the Infinite Pursuit, but still, yeah, I think she might actually end it here, as it's fair going to attempt to lock the base. Yes, she does, but there are no minions to work with. Cutting the energy option. Is there any appeasers to have to appeasers that? But she still drops up down to MBA as Marvin Wade goes in with the infinite portion and the dark waves still going in. And now Alexander on that usual finally gets a kill lot to Apostle right before the Tortoise, right before the Lord spawns.
Yeah, right now they are missing Saint, who is their like main damage dealer, the main push on their team. Okay, look at Ayanoko's position, and this is very dangerous even for a Valer. All right now they are going for the objective. They know what to play for. Kenny is very low right now. If he tries to engage, he might actually fall to either Chameleon or Alexander Hell right now. Looks like this Lord might actually go to, yeah, Alexander took that, so it goes to, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, he felt Millie was very low. I think he should have retreated there. Now it will not be available for the defense. I mean, he has like 30 seconds on his cooldown timer. Like Church said, the Irithel is fully built right now. And yeah, the frontliners on the side of D12 are going to start feeling it. Also, I need to mention, Church, great insight from you, man. You mentioned this from the beginning. You said the composition of the disciples right now, it's heavily reliant on the early game. But kudos to D12, they managed to survive. But right now, it looks like a full-on engage right now. This might be the decider, Black.
It might be the decider, indeed. One person might fall just yet. They ain't even let me know Fury into the minion, into the turret, and into it they go. They don't care. D12, 1 turret taking down, 1 hero taking down. But then look at Apostle. Apostle is in the top lane pushing. Is this a backdoor? Is this them finding a way? Apostle, can he end it? He's hitting the face. Triple kill for Chameleon. Apostle, can he be the decider? But Apostle's gonna have to pull back. He's trying his best. The base is wide open. The disciples, can they take it? They almost did. They almost did. And no, they did not. Chameleon, he pushed through into the base. What is this game? What is this series? They are wiped out. And against all odds, the disciples lose a 10k lead and game 1 to the 12.
Yeah, this you can't find this gameplay anywhere else apart from MLOB, guys. Coming back from a 10k deficit, and an attempted backdoor that if they were a second late, Apostle might have ended the game there. But still, congratulations to Chameleon and the entire D12. Yeah, and the entire D12 members for not giving up even when all hope seemed lost. For trusting that their marksman will be able to pull up and actually carry the game, as he even sold boots to get DHS, that's the monitor, so just be able to ensure that he's able to melt the frontliners of the apostles. So yeah, don't let me say it all, but still, yeah, this is impressive gameplay from the side of D12.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, no one was really expecting this turnaround. I'm sure everyone would have been, oh, this is the end. The side of disciples, the way they dominated in the early game. Even I was about to say, let's just pack this up, man. This game is over already. But the 12, man, that was very well played. And one funny thing was, all of them had anti-heal. All of them. Even the Irithel actually bought See How Bad as a last item. I mean, just to make sure that your double revitalize, your passive, the radiance, or even the blessing of the wilderness is not able to save any of them. It's not able to sustain them. And of course, it worked out. See the way they busted the hill that late game rather, that around that mid turret when they were pushing. It was glorious. So GG's D12 and disciples, man. Maybe you should go for that. You should go for an actual marksman in the next game.
It's kind of difficult to think that after all that dominance, all that invade, all that difficulty that D12 went through, it's difficult to believe that they actually made a comeback from that, because that was a base that literally only needed one more basic attack hit. That was all it needed, and the Apostle just couldn't get that hit in. And that's one problem when you are pushing a base, guys. The moment you hit the enemy hero, the base start hitting you. And with all the untargetables that we saw with Kearazu and Maesen, with everything we saw, he still couldn't make it work. And Chameleon knew that immediately the Apostle got taken down, the game was in the bag. And GG's, that man, MVP. There's a reason why they call these guys D12, man. Roman numerals, guys.
And if you had a look at the items purchased by some of the disciples, none of them had bladed armor, and Irithel is running a full critic items. Yes, chastised for John helps, but still, it's literally written in bladed armor that she redirects critic and basic attack. So if at least one of them, there may be either 2 or 3 purchased that bladed armor, it might actually give them a bit of survivability, let me use that language, against Irithel. She will not be able to free it as she's supposed to do, but well, that has been done now as we head into game two. And well, we all know that the issue for the disciples is not that early game. They had that early game in the bag, but their issue was one, they were not able to, close it in. Yeah, that's the basic fact. And also, they did not give Iritel as much attention as they gave the jungle clips of Fredrin. If you look at if you look at the game, sorry, most of their plays were in the jungle buffs of Fred, both the red and the purple. So if they are divided that attention, yeah, some to the creep, then some to the good laner, then maybe Irita will have not been able to pull off as quickly as she did.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, bro I think he only had one death throughout that entire game. And
Yeah.
towards the early game, I think we were counting around 14. I remember when Black mentioned 14-3. 14-14 in favor of disciples, while three kills rather for the 12. So out of that 14 kills, Irita only had one. That's where you know that there's going to be a problem in the late game. And in fact, I feel like the guy was even lagging a bit. So maybe this game would not even have been this easy, or they could have, do their comeback a bit earlier. But some of the plays that he was making felt like it was kind of laggy. But yeah, not like there was anything wrong with the side of the 12. I said the 12, the disciples rather. Their composition, it actually made sense. It really worked well, but they let it go on too far. They started losing the advantage from that mid game because everyone on the side of the 12 as well, they're already starting to complete their items. And when it comes to full on 5v5, I feel like the side of D12, they are more sustainable, even though they start 3 revitalized. The side of D12 are kind of more sustainable. Then another thing we need to mention is what Church said as well, the lack of blade armor. They kind of underestimated the damage coming from the Irithel, or they got too confident and thought that, we could probably close this game out before Irithel is fully built. And with the tension that was going on from that mid to late game, they kind of forgot that they need to rearrange their items. But anyways, that was a very good game for both sides.
What a game. Let's get to the game too, please, ref. Well, let's get to the game too, so we can see the response from the disciples. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go for a marksman right now, because I'll be honest with you guys. That game started out in such a way that you could tell that disciples wanted to end that game very, very fast. The level of aggression, the lane cutting, and also the invading. You know that, okay, the disciples understand their lineup. They understand what they're working with and what they're up against as well. They know that Irita is a late game marksman. If they don't rush things and try their best to underfarm the retail, it might not be funny. And well, their worst fear came to pass because Chameleon was just that guy and just became their bane. So yeah, GG's game 1. The disciples, if there's anything we learned from that game from the side of D12, it's that it's not over until it's over. Even when you're 10k gold lead behind, even when your base is literally just one hit away, and even when your jungler is level 3 after the first or two, it's not over until it's over. That's one lesson we have learned from D12 today.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Marvin Wade is flowers. Bro actually held the fort. Marvin Wade carried them that early game. Honestly, he was the bastion of stone in place of Grok. There, he was the one holding down the fort, while Richter was kind of underfarmed. So Marvin Wade, we really need to give him kudos.
Yeah. Well, they have said it all. As now we are heading into the game 2. We see the Balak, the Marcel, and the era band. Yeah, we all see Apostle's gameplay on that era. He was able to escape and get kills with that high frames, and the editor is like, yeah, we're having none of that. I changed that hero into the band section, and now the disciples, same band as first game, that's the Glock, the Atlas, and Sicilian. That Sicilian is the target band onto Alexander L, for anyone that knows him. And yeah, we are actually seeing a run of the first game, except that, okay, they subbed out at that disciple, they subbed out at for bad guy, and bad guy now takes that high loss with the Freya and also the god. But yeah, we can see Chameleon putting that carry, that tank shredder along with the Minotaur and the Phobios pick.
Yeah, while on the side of disciples, they actually picked the Valero again as well. I think the only thing they've changed here is the Hilda. And right now the composition is looking more solid, I believe, but still going for that Freya again in that gold lane. Just maybe, just maybe. But anyways, the 12, the only thing they've changed right now is the carry. They changed the irritor for the carry. Uh, Seeing bad guy going for the high lows. Yeah, sorry about that. Seeing a bad guy going for the high lows, they also thought that they need to change something in their lineup. While for the second phase of the ban, disciples, they banned the Harley and of course the Eudora. The frontliners will be the one to be able to give witness of what the Eudora did to them in the last match. But the 12, they go for the Barats. Yeah, the Barats. The Barats is coming back in the EXP lane for some reason. Bro has always been strong, I know that, but we play him as the jungler. But I believe since the tank jungler is not meta right now, people are trying to find ways to still fit him back into the meta. Yeah, so they are going for him in the EXP lane. But the 12, they are like, we don't want any Barrett in our team. We don't want, and we definitely don't want a Melissa as well. So yeah, TD responding now with the Mia Black.
Man, to be honest, when you say carry, right, the moment you are a high lows, you start to quake because you understand that the speedy light wheels is, applies the light wheel mark, and the light wheel mark every 4 instance deal true damage. So if you are a high lows, you know that yeah, this is definitely gonna be difficult for me because your passive is gives you more HP, and you get the idea. You get the idea. But then NBA, wow, okay, going for Cyan Finch. The Cloudwalker himself from KDR Riverlands, and one of the Oriental fighters, Link. I don't really know how to feel about this pick here because last time we saw him go in the jungle, we saw him use a Fredrin. That was a more tanky option, but now he's in a Link. I can understand if you want to go for the Nia because it's gonna be pretty challenging if you want to go for the Valet because the slows and the stuns and all that. But then, hey, if that's what works for him, I'm all good. But then the level of invade that happened in the last game, when you're using a Fredrin, you can kind of survive to a degree. But when you're using a Link, if you are heavily invaded, oh my goodness, that is definitely gonna be crippling, and you're gonna be handicapped a lot.
Black has said mostly of most everything that I'm feeling. This link into this draft conversation of D12, it is not. I don't let me say, but I am not feeling it, especially given the fact that they are completely lacking in range. If you are okay now. Luckily for them, Freya is not going up against Kari. If Freya was going up against Kari, Kari is going to have a hell of a hard time. But now that Freya is going up against Phobios, and as Faisal said in game one that Phobios is a lane counter to Freya, instead it will now be Phobios winning this lane against Freya after level 4. But with level 4, Freya will still be a bit dominant. But if we are looking at the grand scheme of things, I am not a fan of Mia at all. And even now that she's working Inspire, with the level of potential invade coming in from the side of D12 with that flicker, Fury, flicker Dark Waves, then Infernal Pursuit, or flicker Eternal Guard from Vexana, and even the invade from NBA with that Tempest of Blade. There are few chances for Mia to escape now that she's on Inspire. Even pro players play Melissa with Flicker, not Inspire. So I am not a fan of Mia being played by Saints. So I will instead lean to this draft of D12.
Yeah, I mean, I want to believe that the reason NBA went for that link is so that he can fast clear. The Fredrin is sort of a tank, so he won't have that much of a fast clear. Also, if he happens to be invaded, they can just use his cloud walk and go to the other side of the opposite side of the map and also take their own creep there as well. But let's see how this plays out. For me, though, yeah, I'll stick to the 12 lineup because yeah, this Mia, like you said, even Black knows. He usually questions my flicker Mia for some weird reason. Black still doesn't like Mia too, by the way. But so both of you against me. But yeah, I've been Wade. I don't think you want to take that fight against Freya right now. Even Freya is using the war cry, so more damage if she happens to hit you 3 times. But an early gank onto the top lane to kind of give the Mia an advantage. But definitely, you guys may not like Mia, but just like any marksman, if he's ahead, we all know that there's going to be a lot of trouble. Then I'm also interested in knowing what the Saint wants to go for. Is it the crit build? He already has the speed boot actually, so it might be going crit here. If it actually goes crit, it might work, but anyways, the execution will matter as they are prepping for the first turtle right now.
But then look at Kenny though. Looks like they want to take him out just before that auto spawn. They go it again. Marvin, he has to pull back and let Kenny go because once that Valkyrie descent is available, that low HP is gonna be full because man, the healing that she gains is something else. But then Kenny, he knows that it's only a few moments now. Valkyrie descent now available. Kenny, is that a defensive one, offensive move for the Valkyrie descent? But the Vengeance only used up and not popped. Okay. I gotta commend that guy. He actually saved up and hanged in there, but then they lost that turtle and well, oh, bad guy. Yeah, sorry, the camera missed that one, but I paused in a bad spot. Has to get out of there. Phantom Steed summoned and a defensive move he makes back to his own jungle. But will they let him? Oh, is that a counter invade from D12? Wow.
Wow. The 12, they are actually making this work. Okay, you can see Chameleon getting an off-cam kill onto Mia, which is actually shocking since Mia is uninspired, but with that as it may, we can see they are trying to engage. Yeah, they got a trade back onto Marvin Wade, but if you look at the grand scheme of things, I think the 12 came out on top in that fight, although they lost the turtle, and now they are behind in gold, but it's not relatively much. As luckily for them, if this carry continues with this option, consider invade onto MB's purple, but he used the red tray, yeah, just to secure the creep and then head down bots for the other buff to keep that level. Okay, it's actually a level behind from opposed to right now.
Yeah, right now the way they did NBA, the way bad guys invading NBA right now is something else entirely. They really don't want that guy to farm up, and the link, just like most assassin marksman, needs his farm. He needs to be ahead. He needs his item to be able to do substantial damage. But here we can see Marvin Wade and Kenny just doing their own thing, while up top, Saint is actually pushing into the blue side of the map. We might be overextending, but he knows his team is there to cover up for him and give him vision. So right now, the second turtle is spawning black.
If we look at Kenny though, almost pulled into the turret. NBA, can he take that fight? Will he take that fight? Okay, that's the start. Finch boys used up the Fire Sword as well, but then the knock off. It's now the Valkyrie descent. Defensively, Kenny sees the danger and avert it, but then he's gonna have to jump back into that danger because he's engaged again by the Phobius. And the Sierra turret used up a flicker away. The Phobius is out of there, but it goes in again. The damage dealt, and the hero take it out. falls. Kenny falls. NBA with a double. Okay, I'm sorry to doubt your link because now he might want to go for a triple. The turret's gonna help out though. NBA does not get that kill. It's Marvin who gets it, but the turtle now free for the taking for D12.
Yeah, I think we also that bad guy is lagging, but there's no official request for a poll, so yeah, we are going to play like that. But still, kudos to D12. They won that engagement, and you have to see the what's it called? The sustain, bro. What the spell vamp? Yeah, that's the exact skill. The spell vamp for Marvin Wade on that Phobius, man. You would think it was the one that's going to jump, consider engage again onto him with him now with Freya getting an assist from the Valia, but here I think he might finally die here, and he dies onto the hands of Ryan Koji, and now the tier 1 turret down bot. Why drop as opposed to push it and Kenny tries to cut the wave while DTF tries to change their attention upward. And now they got it equal trade. The down bottom threat is 47 and up top tier 1 threat.
Yeah, I think Apostle is really starting to have some network issues on his end. But there's no request for a post. Just yes, just the highlights that are spamming. Okay, now the highlights and the Mia are spamming. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it over to the ref, and that's the pause.
Yeah, so
Well,
far, so far, it's looking 50-50 so far actually. The early invades that they had onto MBA, it seems they are starting to lose that advantage. So, but Ayano Koji on this Valer, I don't know why they didn't ban the Valer in the second map. Probably they thought, oh, we could play around this, but the Valer went for glowing one first item in order to make sure that any engages coming from the side of D12 is met with an anti-heal. We know the motivation roar and of course the spell farm coming from the Fulvius. We saw how that went when Fulvius went 2v1. Yeah, 2v1 against the Freya and the Valer. The Freya did not even need to ult, just the Valer doing his thing, stunning them and things like that. So if it keeps going on like this, they might actually lose team fight, but we are yet to see them in a full 5v5 actually.
Oh, man, D12, I love the gameplay, how they started out this game too. Trust me, it was not as chaotic as it was in the game one. There was a lot of effort placed on them and a lot of man, everything. I can't just put one particular thing and say, okay, yes, this is what the disciples did better. To be honest, in the early game for that game one, they did almost everything better. Rotations, invades were there, objectives were there. Then at some point there was a turnaround, which we all know. Now game two, it's different because now we are seeing the disciples or D12. Sorry, this whole D thing. It's kind of, I'm getting it all mixed up. Yeah, so we're seeing
it's
D12 now.
GR.
We're seeing D12 now do things right. We're seeing them actually take objective. We're seeing them even go for a counter engage sometimes. We're even seeing NBA actually get double early game because in the last game, level 3, they've already taken the first or two. NBA was far behind when it comes to jungling. So yeah, better performance in game 2, but can that performance actually get them the way? Because don't forget, D12 actually took game 1. So if they actually take this one, well, the disciples have lost 2-0 to their own Division 2 on a live stream. Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to put any agenda, but I think what Black is saying might actually be because of the Romans that were substituted from the side of the disciples. Yeah, we saw that they substituted Art, who played the Hilda for bad guy on the Atlas, and now the bad guy is lagging. They can't completely play that exact invade or everything that they want to do, but still. I want to ask both Black and Crystal something before we head on to this turtle. Come late game, a carry against Emiya with an Inspire. What do you think next?
No wind of nature in play, but it looks like there might be a full on engage here. Black, we might have to shout.
Yeah, I have to put that one for later. That question. Kenny falls first. And Marvin now. Infernal Pursuit still doing that back and forth. But meanwhile, they chase him down. Of course, the Leomord is always going to win in situations like this because that passive, the old keeper, is going to be doing crit numbers to you. Double the damage and double the fun. But the total now taken, of course, objective prioritized by Apostle. And the team fight dissolves. But then it's the disciples who leave that one in their advantage. Well, yeah, to answer your question, if there is a wind of nature available, then it's gonna be quite tricky, honestly, because the time either marksman puppet is going to matter. But let's be honest, the wind of nature only blocks physical damage. So and the carry does true damage also when she hits in every 4 instance of light wheel mark, so that's an advantage on her end as well. So I really want to go for the carry, but it also depends on the level of the Mia too, because the Mia is quite crazy, honestly. But then the carry has a very good advantage when it comes to that, if you consider things when it comes to the game mechanics.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, not.
you just on the condition that the Mia has Inspire. So if the Mia pops the Inspire, especially coupled with our hidden moonlights, it's going to take the carry by surprise. So Mia, I'll be leaning onto the side of Mia here.
But we have heard it from both Black and Fisayo. I don't know if I doubt to be okay. You can see the Saints getting out of position and is actually able to go 1v1 against the playing, but she uses the blessing of the moon goddess to escape. And they actually try to context as they're announcing the Minion Fury. She walks up and seeing the glorious pathway. Ilos getting a kill onto Richard, and they are still going in. The Dark Waves and the final pursuit coming out from the Phobias, it finally falls onto the hand of this Saints on this Mia as the NBA finally gets that shutdown onto the Saints. Although he has no Tempest of Blade, and he gets traded out with Ayana Koji. That is what it's a worthy trade given that they try to they are able to cut the oppression from the side from Mia and the side of the disciples, and well, the gold lady is still in favor of the disciples. Albeit a little, just 1K can be cut anytime as now they pray for the Lord that spawns in 15 seconds.
Yeah, the Lord will be up in about 5 seconds right now. And if we look at the junglers levels, I think they are pretty balanced, opposed to 12, NBA to 12 as well. So this could go either way, depending on who wins the team fight, because I'm sure these guys are going to be looking for a kind of an advantage for themselves. Okay, that's the Valkyrie slash. But yeah, nothing much, just poking and the leap of faith to give him shield and sustain back up. The mayor has gone to do home cleaning up there just to make sure that the waves are staying. He's still hovering around that side. This mayor might be looking to backdoor. Like,
Honestly, the backdoor is possible, right? It's not impossible because we did see a backdoor from the Apostle last game on the Herrera, but then look at Kenny though. It's a 1v2, and Kenny's gonna have to pull that one back. But then the Saint, what is the Saint up to here? The man is a bit far from his teammates, but the Glorious Path were already used up by Bad Guy, and the total currently, the Lord currently being taken by the Apostle. He leaves the Lord behind, and they go for a reset. They don't want to reset the Lord. Nah, come on, man. Don't reset this Lord. Kukuma take it and Kukuma finish what he started, Apostle. But then it looks like they leave the Lord over to the 12 to continue what they started. And the vision being given by Bad Guy, they go over for the Lord dance. But Kenny and Ayana Koji position towards that side. Valkyrie descend into the back line. He misses. And the Minoan Fury knocks him off. Kenny falls. And now the time is a blaze. NBA gets Ayana Koji. The Lord take it. But Apostle falls. Chameleon. The Saint fights Marvin. The Saint NBA falls to him, and it's a double because Brad, the deadly grass misses Chameleon. Not able to find the kill onto the Mia. The Mia survives in 2 for 3 in favor of the 12. They played that one well, and the Lord might just be next, but he said that's the Mia versus the carry, and the Mia is the one who pulls back first. The hidden moonlight defensively, and I think that answers our question, Church.
Yeah, the carry skills deadly and higher than Mia, as that team fight leaned completely into the favor of D12, although they lost 2 members, but still they traded those 2 members for 3. So that's a trade anyone will take any day. As now that Lord is marching down boards, D12 are actually not making any move to try and balance the waves, although the top lane is indeed moving in their favor. It won't arrive in time with this Lord Crash, although NBA is on his way up there to try and at least get that turret. And yeah, they should be able to get this down turret, but not without a fight. As D12 are trying to make an engage over there, we can see the Phantom Steed coming out, Chameleon finally dropping the turret, and also the Minion Fury and everything just going out. Black.
Yeah, it's crazy out here, man. 4 players down for 1, but then the NBA, look at that's the thing about the link. The link is so good at split pushing because of that Cyan feint, because he's Cyan feint, because of that feint poise. You can move through the walls. Look at the grace. He moves with grace. He moves with the lightness point. He moves through the jungle, and he is able to go from here to there in a blink of an eye. Because why? He can do that, and NBA understands that. But then at some point, he also needs to understand that his involvement in team fights will matter, because 4 against 5, when you are playing D12 with the level of aggression these guys have, yeah, they're gonna need him there. But then look at him, NBA He makes a move there over to the center, and now he dives in with the defense sword. 10% play used up, and now picks up the sword for the shutdown. Same falls. They go for a Vega Flame popped up. NBA very low. Will be taken out. NBA he's able to outplay them. My goodness. Jesus incarnate. But now bad guy falls to Chameleon as he gets a double. D12. 1 for none. Actually 3 for none trade. They push back the disciples. And at this point, are these guys even D2?
Yeah, the way they are playing, bro, the way they are really playing, and they are doing such a good job protecting Chameleon because they know he's their main damage dealer. We can see the carry pick is starting to pay dividends right now, knocking out or taking out the opposed to and bad guy in like the blink of an eye. And we saw previously at that turtle fight as well. The Saints. I said the Saints. Kenny. Yeah, it was Kenny. It is Kenny on the prayer this time. Kenny dived in with the Valkyrie descent, hoping to jump on the carry, but I mean, a bit of more than they can chew because the carry just busted him sharp. I mean, look at the way they are taking this blood. Oh my god. That thing was less than 20 seconds, I think. And the Lord was dead. The Lord was down. But that was the late game carry for you. That was the late game carry for you. But yeah, Black, you mentioned something about the mayor running the other time. I won't let it go, man. We also you need to state the fact. Yes, you need to state the fact because the Saint was up against three people on the side of disciples. There is no sane marksman that will stay in that kind of situation. And he was not full health. He was not full health. He just finished a team fight. So definitely his inspire was on cooldown. So my point still stands. But anyways, we might actually get to see a 1v1. Is that a pause? Oh yeah. They are spamming for the pause. We actually get to see a 1v1 of the marksman here though.
Unless there is a way you're able to communicate to them unless there's a way you're able to communicate that to them in game. I don't think anyone will try to bank on having a 1v1 matchup at this tournament stage, but still these matches have been back and forth. First we saw a semi-wipe out from the disciples down bottom doing the Lord, and then we saw this of retracing again by getting 3 kills from side of the disciples to be able to stop that aggression. They are enjoying that anytime anytime the disciples try to capitalize on something, tries to show that aggression of theirs, they are always resorting back. And how did they resort back? They sent NBA to look for that Mia, and once that Mia is down, Chameleon says, "Yeah, this is my time." As in that last encounter where the disciples lost 3 members, Chameleon waited for NBA to get the kill onto that Mia. Once the Mia was there, then she popped the speed lightweight and started attacking everyone. That's how we were able to get 2 more kills to the board. But now the Lord is marching up top. Yeah, I think the disciples just requested for this force that they were able to organize their thoughts, organize the way, and be able to counter engage, take out this Lord without losing the game. Because if you lose 3 members, if you lose 2 members, as long as it is not yet defeat, it is a successful base defense. One side of D12, they are trying to sink the waves and make sure that this siege closes the game and they walk out of this game with 2-0.
Yeah, but the defense is going to be a bit hard because look at disciples lineup, bro. They are mostly close range. Meaning if they want to clear that minion, they need to come close. And Richter wants them to come close. Alexandra Hell wants them to get close. Even if you're not that close, they can still use the deadly grabs and the curse blast coupled with the eternal guard to knock them up. So if they try to get close to the minions and try to end, they will get CC'd. The only people with range on their side is the Valer and the Maya, but they will be at the back because they don't want to be in front as easy targets to get CC. If the frontliners get CC, there's a chance they will survive. But oh my god, look at Kenny's position in here. Very far ahead, trying to clear the minions before they crash into the base. But up top, the minions are already in the base, and look like it might go on here. The light has been popped black.
Fury as well. When the Vengeance Flames already used up by that Valer, but the melt, Chameleon busted down Richter as well. Marvin falls, 3 falls, 4 falls, NBA falls, and only Alexandra is the last one standing because He was standing through that team fight, and now the 5-man push, the 4-man push through the mid lane. They've only got 1 million, and what is going on? What's with Alexandra? He's still static. He's not moving, and man, it's gonna recall back to me because these guys don't have any joy. They lost game 1, and that minion is down, so they will have to wait for a minion. Wait for a minion now. Hey.
But we have to indeed look at the side of Alexander. He has an incredible play on that Vexana, but that's it did so actually let her drop her kit. But yeah, they just lock their sight onto that base and ensure that we are getting a game 3 of the first game of the Ascension series tonight.
Look at the side of I mean, both sides actually has 1 silver, but both of them actually played well. I'm sure Monton must have messed up the ranking somewhere. Both of them actually played well, but the Saints and Chameleon, both of them were like the deciding factor in this game. That last fight, I think if Alexander Hell was there, things could have gone differently. But a kind of maybe miscommunication or which word am I going to use? It's not overconfidence. Something around the kind of miscommunication, Sha, because Chameleon went in with the speedy light wheels and started attacking Bad Guy. Bad Guy moved towards the turret, and Chameleon, naturally he has to move closer so that the Ilos will not move out of range, not knowing that he has stepped into the base range. So the base started attacking him. Right at that moment, the arrow of Eclipse actually came out and immobilized him right there. So he was not able to move. He was taking damage from the Mia and taking damage from the turret. And that was where everything collapsed. Even Richter fell in the turret as well. Marvin Way to fell. NBA was about to get out, but the boss fireball got in and was not able to move as fast as it should. So everything that could go wrong went wrong on the side of the 2 of, while everything that could go right actually went right for the side of Disciples to win them that match. I'm not saying luck is involved. I mean, they did play very well, and look at the scoreboard as well, 20-16. So we know that they did their job, and Bad Guy is showing why he is the original Roma, rocking that MVP.
And performance-wise, the Disciples, they were there. And also this time around, I like the fact that they did not make the same mistake they made and take these guys lightly just because they are in quotes D2. D12 have proven themselves in this match, and they have shown themselves in the first match as well. We go for a game 3 to see how this will end. The 2 divisions, Division 1 and Division 2, the Disciples and D12, they will go up against each other in a final match. 1-1, the scores are tied currently. Can D12 make a name for themselves in the first match of the Ascension series, or will the Disciples show them why they are the Division 1? Stay tuned to find out. Let's go for game 3, guys.
No, I was just thinking about the items right now, and unlike what the Disciples did in the game 1, where although it was popping off, none of them had bladed armor. They did so. They were not taking these chances in this game 2, because with Mia, showing how devilish she was, Richa and Marvin Wade both rocked bladed armor. So although that was like an handicap to who played the marksman self, I've forgotten. I think it's the Saints, yeah. Although that was like an handicap to the Saints on that Mia, he was still able to pull it off, even playing dangerously. Yeah, let me use that language. Although she played dangerously, trying to 1v1 a Link. Although she died in the end, she was able to cut him low enough to ensure that it was actually traded off. But now I am thinking, and I am suggesting, I don't know if any member of D12 can hear me now, but these people, you have to respect the Freya, bro. They pick the Freya up in game 1. You give them again, they lock that again in game 2. Show this hero in game 3. Put her in that band section, since you are not the first pick. And if you let her be, they might actually steal her again. Just put that girl in that band section. Let either Saint or Ken, let them play another marksman or another EX player now. So at least that might give you a bit of an overhead leverage because Freya is devilish, and if you are not able to clip her wings, she would deliver, and she would deliver hard, as we saw both in the two games. Because even though Fulvius is a lane counter in quote to Freya, we see that Freya did devilish things, even actually able to trade off in 2v1 situations and other sort of fights. So just put that girl in that ban section. Yes, you are expecting Alexandra L. You banned. What are we watching this expected seat? Although you are expecting Alexander L. You banned Sicilian in both games, but still do the same thing for either Saint or Kenny Freya. So just ban the hero, man. Let me tell this, we are not supposed to be watching this spectator seat.
Yeah, well said, Judge. They should actually consider taking out that Freya, because man, that back dive potential of Valkyrie Descent is real, and it's one of the things that actually affects the marksmans and the squishies, basically the mages as well. When you consider the potential back dive, and also and maybe even any other back dive, because I did see NBA's link, I think it was Nigeria number 12 or Nigeria number 17, so it tells you that that guy has played that hero pretty frequently and has a lot of MMR on that hero and has some level of experience in that hero, so you might want to consider that one too. But then, you know, the link was mostly pickups and split pushing. I didn't really see the link in its full capacity there. We saw some double kill picked up, sure, you know, but then I want to keep my mind open that yeah, NBA can do more with that link, especially when it's got a Nigerian title on it. But then final game, let's see what they cook up. First match furthering, second match link. Let's see what he goes for this time around. But then Fisayo, what do you think, man? What do you think we will see in game 3?
Yeah, I mean, Church already said it. He said they should ban out the Freya. In the second match, they used it as a kind of core team, picking out the Freya in the first game as the gold laner. Then the second game, they picked it as EXP laner. So they kind of confused X12 there, the 12 rather. Oh, they were probably thinking, oh, that Freya is going to go into the gold lane again. But that just shows how versatile the hero pool of the disciples are. The Saints can use the Freya, Kenny can also use the Freya, so they can flex it however way they want. So maybe the 12 should start thinking of putting that Freya in the ban phase. But we can see disciples responding very fast, putting that carry in the ban slot. I mean, there was one tournament we played, we casted a few maybe weeks ago that the Freya and the Baxia were the ones that are always sitting in that ban phase. So I don't know what happened between that time that people now decided that the carry is no longer worth banning. But I assure you guys, that carry is still worth banning so very much. But yeah, X12 now doing the EV strategy, self-banning. The Richter that uses the Minotaur is no longer here, but they still ban it anyways. And on the side of disciples, they ban out the Atlas, very valid, and the Sicilian is going to be banned for the third time in a row, Judge.
I'm just, as I'm seeing that Sicilian ban, I'm nodding my head because yeah, I know what this Alexander L can do on that hero. So them banning that hero, I'm giving them a thumbs up that you know what you're doing. And the fact that they also banned the carry, they sure know that they are actually giving this of the mentality that we are going for tanky heroes. And now I don't know what entered D12 that made them ban the Melissa, but instead left the Balearic. But it might be a game plan that I'm not aware of. But Kenny instant lock that Balearic with no second doubt, and I've said this in the last. That's the Mythic Conquest says that the Balearic is an STL right now. And finally, we are seeing the Kaja debut after the revamp. So the Kaja with the Lilia pick. Lilia is a strong hero. Yeah, Lilia is a strong hero with the glooms and the black shoes. That's like his second life. So Lilia is a strong pick for that mid lane. I do wonder what the disciples will pick as a lane counter to that Lilia, because Lilia is a lane bully.
True. Very true,
Yeah,
honestly,
the way
man.
the way it's looking right now, it seems the Belleric is going EXP. And to answer Church's question, they actually go for the Zetian. But man, Marvin Wade on the Barrett. The Barrett has been led through, Black. The Barrett has been led through. This is going to be very interesting.
I am actually more focused on this Kaja because Jesus, if you know how OP this guy is right, right now, you know what to the last thing you want to do is go up against a revamp hero, especially when you haven't really done a lot of research or a lot of homework regarding that hero's current potential. The former Kaja, yeah, a lot of us know what he can do. We know what his skills, how he can combo them, the potentials of this hero, and the potential of his control. But now that he has been revamped, well, let's see if Immortal can make the most of that, because it's one thing to have that hero, it's another thing to utilize it. And now they're running two tanks on the side of the disciples. You've got a Camilla, you've also got a Belric. The level of CC on that team, and the Fury of the Phoenix on the Zetian to boot. Oh my goodness. Well, now you understand why there's a purifier on that Lilia Church.
I am questioning my reason right now because I am seeing Mia in the band section. I am not seeing Freya. But what it is at stage. But yeah, as I said, I've seen two tanks, Belleg probably going to that EXP, but yeah, bad guy on that Camellia. I was thinking might this be Camellia jungle, but then I realized we're a Nigerian server and the top 4 teams that might actually pull that off are absent from this meeting. So yeah, instead we see the other for the side of the
Yeah, Postal goes for that Leomore to close up the draft for the side of the disciples. The 12 though, I feel like they were waiting for this third game because most of the heroes that they picked here have been banned in the previous game for one reason or the other. Although the Kaja was not banned, it was not being picked either. The Barat was banned earlier, the Harley 2 was banned earlier. So it makes you think the Harley ban might be targeted at NBA. So let's see how NBA will play this Harley right now. Will he be able to maneuver through all the CCs coming from the disciples? We have the ancient seed and of course the lack of dryad coming from the Belleric. We have the Fury of the Phoenix coming from the Zetian. We have the Bloodlord, the Bloodbath rather, and the Cause of Blood coming from the Camilla. So, and of course, the Forbidden Jutsu Higambana coming from Hanabi here. Let's see if they'll be able, if to be enough to lock down this Harley.
It has to be, man. It has to be. You're gonna need a lot of control immunity. But then, what is control immunity where suppression is? That's exactly why you have the Kaja. Because control immunity doesn't matter where suppression is. So suppression is above control immunity. So the Saints are gonna have to play this on very, very tactically and understand when to attack and when to retreat. Because Immortal is running a flicker on that Kaja. So that's something he has to consider, especially when making his initiations or when following up on the initiations of his tanks, which in this case will be Camilla because the Varric is going to go EXP. But I'm also interested in seeing how they utilize these Barats in their lineup because that is true suppression. Because technically, the Detona's Welcome is a suppression. It's just not labeled as such in the game. But well, you are suppressed when you are in the belly of Detona. So yeah, 2 suppressions and 2 burst hero, 2 magic damage dealers. The 12 are cooking with this draft.
I'm trying to look at the drafts coming up from side of disciples. I was expecting them to clear this their lineup for it an assassin jungle because of the need an early game damage output. Yes, Zetian has that early game pressure, but you have to agree with when I said Zetian is a support type of mage. That magic damage is basically absent unless you are building something like double liquid style or double lightning junction just to boost that magic damage that she has. But well, they went ahead instead with the Lemot pick. Well, Lemot has the damage and he has the sustain, but compared to a full-bred assassin, there is a difference. But they have heroes that will be able to capitalize with that cause of blood coming out from the Camellia that guy is currently playing. So if they are able to get that link up in, I'm seeing the potential. Don't get me wrong. With the Fury of the Phoenix, the cause blood in Gambana, the Wrath of Jihad, and that and Ken is on flicker with it. So if they are able to link that up, actually, the chances that they will get a full-on wipeout is very high. But this is a tournament. This is not hopes and dreams. This is not theory. This is purely practical. We can see bad guy trying to cut NBA's wave climbing actually left the going Cambodia. He'll probably go back there as instead make his way onto the blow.
Take a breathe in, take a breathe out. Immortal. I'm still getting used to Kaja walking on the ground. Honestly, I'm still getting used to that. But then Chameleon going up against the Hanabi. You gotta be careful. The Soul Scroll used up, and of course they go for 1v1, and Aegis as well popped up. Oh my goodness! What? Okay. I have questions for Fisayo. Was that necessary popping up that Aegis there? Because he already had more HP than the. Hey, I'm the one thinking about it here. But Fisayo, what do you think?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That was an overkill. Alexander
Beatrix is a signature pick for Chameleon. Whoever knows him knows that if this is an hero he picks
NBA too is there,
repeatedly, so he knows the in and out of the hero. So he was able to successfully, and let's use the word successfully, beat out the Aegis, although he spent his own flicker, but was able to deliver a kill onto his jungler. We can see that total fight, the defense coming out, although NBA is still securing the turtle without a full-on fight coming out, Phantom State, and opposed to finally getting a kill onto Kaja. They are not trying to extend this lead anymore, as the scoreboard is equally tight, 2-2.
2-2 is where we stand. The Belric, well, to be fair, he has been doing what he can in this game, honestly. Chameleon, though, is got to be very careful, especially when it comes to that positioning, because that Camilla is approaching that top lane. Bad guy. Immortal as well is there, almost on level 4, both of them. Yeah, apologies for that simultaneous conversations between both casters, guys. Apologies for that. Chameleon here still trying his best to farm from a safe distance, and the Saint as well. One level ahead for the Bennett, used up, and now the Kaja Immortal almost getting that level 4, already half HP though, and is able to get out of there just in time.
No, I've not played this from Kaja yet, so I don't exactly know the in and out, but I don't think it will be exactly different.
We all know the range.
I'm listening,
Black.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of audio glitch because both of you seem to be talking simultaneously, so it's something we should remedy in the back end. But then just give us some time here, guys, while we work on that. But then over to you now, Church. Over to you, man. Look at what's going on right now. The push and the pressure that is being applied on the side of D12. You can tell that at some point that draft is really starting to help them out.
Yeah, I'm seeing it, but they are trying to give the usual trade. You guys go top, will take up for some lane, but this trade you will definitely hold the Anabibi, because as a marksman, what you need is gold. But yeah, we can see them trying to transition for the top two and now second top two spawns. Both teams are actually completely there 4-4. As they are trying to fight, but still no big ultimates popping out yet. As now the Phantom, the Act of Jihad comes first, and then the Phantom State follows. Kenny getting the kill onto Immortal, and also Camilla dropping, and NBA still securing the top two with the Lechi, and Chameleon getting an off-cam kill onto that Hanabi dead, and opposed to also dropping to deadly magic, but Alexander instead picks up the kill.
So far, so good. Things are really, really looking good. And if you are D12, you want to keep up this pressure, honestly. But then Immortal, though, the man seems to be struggling on this Kaja. 0-3-2. It's not looking good. Not a great start. But then, let's give him time. It's a new revamp, and it's very recent. So it kind of takes a while to get used to. But then Fisayo, so far, they seem to be holding their own there.
Yeah, they are indeed. And we can see the Harley really doing his thing. I think he has secured 2 turtles for a team right now. Yeah, both turtles has gone to the 12. On the side of okay, Phantom Thread comes out, they are supposed to trying to go for the full engage because of blood also comes out as well, but he's alone, no follow up, and he will fall. Maybe he will. The bloodbath will be off cooldown soon, and yeah, he will be able to get out with the movement speed from the bloodbath. But yeah, he almost got NBA right there. If he has shut down NBA, then maybe his own jungler would have gotten a bit of an advantage. But Koji on this Zetian, I think 100% kill participation right now. So the Zetian is actually doing its work. Alexander L as well. That boss damage from that early game. Okay, they are jumping on the apostle right now. There comes the binding, but the binding didn't quite catch him. What happened right there, Blood?
Yeah, it seems to be some proficiency difficulties, like we did say, it's a new revamp, so let's give the guy some grace. And Marvin Wade as well, but look at the risk play and the black shoes for the outplay onto the turret damage. Oh, I love it when Lilia does that. In the mid lane though, we see an extension from NBA. He goes in between the two turrets and now deadly magic, of course, with the poker trick, damage dealt, the deal is done. It takes out one, Marvin Wade flickers out, Deadness Welcome used up already, and now they have pulled back because D12 are just rubbing it in the HP they have, Church. Seems like we're taking quite a while to get back Church in there, but then Fisayo, the turtle almost died here. Turtle half HP now, bad guy, almost there. You gotta take out this one, you gotta be very careful here because Alexander Hale is not able to do anything there. They're able to take the turtle in very little to no contest because that wasn't exactly the best place to be positioned if you're NBA and if you're the jungler while that turtle contest was ongoing. But meanwhile, bad guy, chill. Marvin Wade, they look at the binding, go through, but then that's one thing about the new catcher. He's able to move through. The Titans welcome doesn't connect with the penetrate, the damage dealt. Bad guy is very low, very, very low, but Immortal might fall before him. Yes, he does. Marvin Wade next to the chopping block, the damage being done. Equinox, but not enough. Marvin Wade survives, and not even the decimation impact is enough. But oh, NBA poker trick. Look at this Harley, Fisayo.
Yeah, I mean, we are now seeing why the Harley was found out in the first two games. Right now, the chase is on, though. That is momentum coming out. He's going on the turret. He's going to take turret shot. You should be careful. The Phantom Seed will be off cooldown very soon, and he won't be able to retreat. And I think he might fall here because, of course, there's no way he's escaping the Hanabi. The Hanabi definitely going to kill him. Unless he has... Yeah, the Hanabi falls as well. Unstoppable, man. Bro, what was that? Yeah, bro, that was insane, though. Yeah, that was insane. He was like 1 HP and he was still able to do that much damage before he died. That's one of the advantages or one of the reasons why we play MLBB, bro. The uniqueness of each hero, man, just very insane. Look at Alexander Hell to right now, just doing his own thing. He knows the black shoes is in a safe place and he's going back to Thanos welcome. Catches Kenny. The Wrath of Drought comes out with a flicker, and of course the black shoes have been used up. Alexander Hell will fall here.
Yeah.
That's the Kaja as well. Double kill for the Apostle. And Marvin Wade is now on the run. Yeah, that guy will not fall very easily. Jumping onto the Apostle again. I think the Apostle will die here. Yeah, of course he falls. I don't know. This Harley should probably go for Sky PS. I mean, he's getting a lot of kills.
For sure. But Church, looking at how things have been going on right now, what do you think could be the win con for the Disciples with how the gameplay is proceeding?
The win con is at the end is always the marksman, and we all know that Anabibi is one of those marksmen, just like that skeleton that you don't want to add to skeleton late game. If you can, sorry, excuse me, if you can skeleton late game, then sort of position in here, anything fight to win. I feel, but we can see NBA trying to enjoy that camp, and she might actually get a kill onto an important member here. I guess. I get the Deadly Magic and the Poker Chicks onto Coach, but he enjoyed she dropped the Fear of the Phoenix before she died, and that actually gives the Disciples an equal trade onto Immortal on that Kaja. But yeah, NBA trying to go in and steal that Lord, but Kenny is not giving any time as Chameleon instead trades the Camellia for the Lord, and well, they are now back to waiting for the Lord. As again, I'm going to send another escape from NBA, but yeah, there is no PJ. He actually goes back to the He actually goes to the space escape, and the field finish again shows his positioning, and what they're chasing him, but yeah, his teammate will be back to help him, and once again use the space escape to to escape. Yeah, let's put the play on what there.
Man, so things are starting to actually go in favor of the disciples. Because now that tier 2 down bottom will fall. But look at the position of Chameleon. He's gonna recall back. His teammates need him. D12 playing it defensively now. They've lost one of their tier 2s down bottom. And that's also pushing to their inhibitor. They've got a holy shield there, bro. But the Lord is almost melted. And the Lord is finally melted. NBA though has been cooking on this Harriet. But at some point, you are a mage and you are squishy. So he's gonna be very careful with how he engages, because Kenny's got that right of draw to CC him if he does engage. And well, the disciples, when it comes to the gold lead, it's 2K, Fisayo.
Yeah, and like you said, bad guy just took out NBA right there. I didn't see, but I'm pretty sure he went for a space escape kind of engage. And yeah, bad guy looking for the good angle for the cause of blood. It comes out, but only catches Marvin Wade. All right, that's divine binding here. Catches, I think, only one person. That's the flicker. The tunnel will come into the turret. And Chameleon will fall. The bounce damage coming from the Hanabi will take him out. Yeah, Alexander Hell is on the run, but he will fall as well. Immortal is the only one left. Though with Marvin Wade as well, still pop just to make it quickly to the minions and take it out before they take out their turret. But the people from the side of D12 are back again, so they will be able to defend their base successfully. Lord will still has quite a bit of time to come up, so everyone should just try and farm up and try and see what they can get, what items they can get in preparation for the next Lord. But yeah, we can see on the Kaja, he has the Thunder Belt already. So his defense and the damage, the enhanced damage should be stacking up already. Bad guy doing his thing, just checking the bushes right there. Phantom Seed comes out, but Immortal was able to get out with the Kaja. The Kaja just swearing, man.
Yes,
But yeah, anyways, yeah. The swearing the swearing skill. Yeah, the swearing skill is kind of very interesting. And I think you can actually extend the time that you spend flying, I think by hitting people or something like that. But there's a kind of condition. So you can fly, you can continue flying as long as you hit someone. But yeah, bad guy just doing the thing here. The Lord has spawned already. Bad guy already spotted Marvin Wade, and he spots Immortal to go into that turret. They should be careful. Bloodbath has stunned them. He's going to be looking for a very good angle for that cause of blood right now. We can see this thing working tirelessly on that blood right now, but we will reset it in hope that they are going to see a very good engage. Okay, it looks it might be hit black.
Yeah, and Immortal taking out first. The damage being dealt to Chameleon. The man is trying his best to escape, but Marvin Wade cannot. He's in a bad spot. Double kill for D Saint, triple kill for D Saint. And well, at this point, I think it's settled. The disciples, they may not even need this Lord at this point, because Apostle is already at the top, and at the mid is D Saint. They take out 2, and now Chameleon is next on the chopping block, because the man has to get away. Ancient Seed able to taunt him, and the base is wide open. They go for the base hits. They're hitting out the base. Chameleon is able to get into it, but then able to take out the minions just in time for Immortal to get back and push back the disciples' charge. They're gonna have to focus for this Lord, man. They're gonna have to focus for this Lord.
Yeah.
Chameleon! Oh, Chameleon! How did he not see the Saint?
I was even thinking that the disciples were actually in the wrong dead, and that they should have taken into the account the kit of the car of Beatrix, that with our Bennett with and all our ultimates, she'll be able to fast clear any minion they had brought on, and instead they should have gone for the Lord. But instead, the disciples tried to push the turret, and they failed. And now they're trying to engage in another fight right now, as the Rat Soldier has dropped and the Divine Binding actually committed. NBA gets caught and the taunt from Kenny, and Kenny gets a double kill onto Alexander. Wasn't able to pop the black shoes. Okay, he actually used it. It was on cooldown while the disciples work on the Lord, and now the disciples will try to end this as the Lord here to spawn will match in the top lane.
don't know if that catcher was the right call or the wrong call, because honestly, the penetrate comes out onto the minion waves. That's one thing about the Beatrix when it comes to the clear, but the knockoff is here with the detonus. Welcome as well, but Marvin, the boss, is something he cannot take. The minion waves are gonna have to wait for Chameleon doing his best with the Bennett, trying his best to melt down those minions as they come. NBA as well is carrying them away with the poker trick, but the minion waves are starting to crash in. The load is coming as well. The siege is not half done. Neither is the load even starting to get melted for Chameleon, and they are very low though. The disciples, bad guy Kenny, they are very low, and the flicker in and try to pull them through, but they rock them drop the counter, and the penetrate take down Immortal. Kenny falls and Koji falls. Double for hell. The base is wide open, and at the end of the day, it's the disciples who settles the score and say we are the D1s. Wow, church. I think we saw that coming. Yeah, the Kaja thingy. He definitely needs more homework.
Yeah, it is not. You have to have played him much more. That's a choco. Wow, on a revamped hero. But still, I think this is why we did not see that things pick the Kaja in the first and second game. They have not exactly know the ins and outs of the heroes. And well, if you just blindly pick him like this, I think this is what is sitting for you. But instead, congratulations to the disciples. Although I won't say they chewed that first game, but they made a mistake in that first game that led to their loss. They were able to capitalize back on the second game, and also in the third game, beating their Ditsu. I don't want to use that language before, but now beating their Ditsu in a 2-1 reverse sweep.
So, final words on this game, and final words to conclude the two divisions.
Yeah, I mean, D12, they came out real strong. They came out really strong. I mean, we were not expecting the kind of game that they gave us, but pretty sure it was enjoyable. And for the first streamed match, even I think it is the first match overall. In fact, this actually gave us a bit of an insight into just how peak this tournament is going to be. And I'm sure the 12 are going to wish them good luck in their next matches, and I know they are going to perform really well. Why the disciples just showing why they are the boss and one of the top teams as well. But yeah, both teams they really tried. Picks, execution, it was everything was well accounted for. In fact, even the bans as well. These guys they really did their assignment, but the best team won in the end. And yeah, here today it was the disciples.
Oh, Jesus, man. Honestly, it's something that I can't bring myself to realize, because if only the Vexana was active in that game too, perhaps we might have seen D12 make a statement tonight, because that game one was a statement. Because they're definitely gonna get some tongues wagging and some eyebrows up. But then at the end of the day, the best of 3 series will go to the disciples, guys. They put on a show. Look at the stats here. Turret damage 67% on the Saint. That's telling you that at least most of the turrets were taken down by him, and the damage to the turrets well dealt by him. But then hey, that's all we've got for the first match for tonight. Well, don't go anywhere though. We will be right back with the second fixture for tonight. And of course, I'm gonna let Church announce the 2 teams that we'll be playing. Seems like we still don't have Church with us again, but then yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back, and when we come back, it's gonna be the draft pick for the second match. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Ferrari, yeah. MJ don't like the place, so black matter on the mind.
All right. Well, oh, jeez, we are back, guys. We are back. We are back. The 12 and the disciples. We saw quite the performance with them, and at the end of the day, the disciples walked away with a 2-1 victory, and now we're going to see EMT, a new team, because we technically haven't seen them perform in any MLBB team, but I do know some of the players here though. Imagine MLBB team EMT against Zen Internationals. Now that's one name that a lot of people actually know because Zaruke made a name for himself, but unfortunately he's no longer there. And well, over to the casters because now we're in the draft phase for the first game. You all know Dexlin. Everybody, I think at some point everybody have met him in Classic, and we've seen what he can do there. But then over to you now, Church. Melissa and Atlas is taken down.
Yeah, those are fast bands, and yeah, Melissa is actually popping off. Even I myself, if I'm on good lane, I used to ban her. Not that I can't play her, but I don't just on the church of that hero. And now we see Zen putting that Atlas into ban, respect ban for that guy. You don't want the slows, you don't want the fatal links, you don't want anything from the set kit of that Atlas. And now we see EMT banning the Minotaur. We did see was it not D12 play that Minotaur in the last series, and I think that was the game 2 that they lost. But no, so that was the game 1. Yeah, they played this in game 1 where they were able to pull guy, they were able to put you and win the game. But EMT does not want Zen to have that any assurance from that support / tank, and they ban him, including the carry. Carry, everyone should know why carry should be banned. I don't think we need to be explaining it again. But Zen instead, they put that Claude in, or that's another marksman ban, probably targeting the hero pools of the infamous classic warrior Dexlin, while they also banned the Marcel. And now Kizzy also locks that Irara without thinking twice. And in retaliation, Ashura takes that Barat. We saw, was it not D12? Yeah. Was it D12 or the disciples that worked that Barat? But it was
Marvin Wade.
Marvin Wade, okay, yeah, that's D12. But yeah, they were not able to use it to win. But maybe the reverse will be the case. And now we can see, okay, we can see a swap. Asting taking that Belichick, Ashura on that Barat, and now I can see Paquito Jungle from Kaizen. Okay, they swap out the Gok for the God and Wicks on that Eudora. That's the top 3 picks. Okay, from these 3, I'm trying to see the potential in both drafts, but it's still actually too early to lean to either side. So, what do you think, sir?
Yeah, the 3 bans from those one right now is kind of stacked with damage and CC. So I think both sides are looking very good right now. Sustain is definitely going on to the side of Zen International. They really know what they are doing, putting that Barat and the Paquito together. But then again, both of them can just be another food on the serving for Kizzy on this Herrera. Hirara might look simple on the surface, just 2 skills, press 1 and press 2. But when she starts dealing those insane damage, that's when you see that those 2 skills can also be what can be very deadly. But yeah, the second phase of the ban, they take out another marksman, that is the Beatrix. So probably respect to Dexlin again, and of course they take out the Black Dragon himself, Yuzong. While the side of EMT, they focus mainly on the marksman, bro. 4 marksman ban. Kilo day. What's happened? Black.
Zero joy, man. Zero joy. These people, they will know what they're up against. And it's funny because we haven't even seen a single marksman pick on both sides, and there's already a lot of marksman phobia. Because we're like, what remain? The crate is already banned, the carry is banned, the alarm is banned. That's 4 marksman bans on the left side, 2 marksman bans on the right side. I am curious because the Bruno has been picked up, and now we see the Granger, on the other side, because there's not a lot of options aside these 2 marksmen if you think about it. Unless you want to go mid to marksman, in this case maybe Harry, or maybe you want to do something, like we saw a Freya play on the side of the disciples. We want to go fighter, good lane. And that's also a thing there, Church.
Yeah, actually, Brody exists, but I think okay, he actually circles around that R8 as Black White said, and I wanted to even say that you would expect Zen to be the one locking this maximum ban against EMT, given the fact that they had that dex lane. But instead, it's so that the EMT are the only expecting what I am Kendrick can pull off with its maximum pick. And that's why we have literally four maximum ban against him. But well, the Bruno against an R8, yeah, early game is definitely going to the R8. And what although we have to give credit though, Bruno is one of Dexley most played marksman. He has made a name for himself on that hero. So just let's if you are ranking it, let's that just like Void Aka, he has also known the ins and outs of this Bruno. And well, if we are looking at the draft in the end sense, I will try and lean onto the side of AMT because while Zane's draft does look solid with the tectonic charge from the Glock, followed by the Mystic Gush and also the Tunnels Welcome from Barat, they have a Paquito jungle. And yeah, Paquito is a good jungler. He has been played in the MSC, but still, there are some heroes that once I look at them, I look at a designated lane for them. It's just like how I can't possibly recognize an alpha in the EXP lane being played in tournament or a threat in that EXP lane. Those heroes are meant for jungle. So if you ask me seeing a Paquito jungle is the same way as I'm seeing a Paquito gold. It does not just sit right with me in that aspect. So yeah, I think I'll try and lean on to the draft of Dex Lane, oh sorry, of EMT. What I wanted to say instead was I did not like how Dex Lane is going for that Purify, because if he's playing a lane matchup against Arit, with the slows coming out from that Zaman Force, Purify is not doing nothing. Instead, well, as I said, I do hope he knows the in and out of the heroes and is able to make do even with the spell handicap.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I'm going to bring us back a bit to wait a minute. Oh, yeah, the Grox acting rampant. I was like, why is the wave so pushed so further back? Then I remember that they had a Grok on the red side. So using the acting rampant can actually delay the minions and force the enemy marksman to come out like far ahead,
Mm.
to come out like ahead of their of the lane. So the lane is going to be pushing in favor of the red side right now. Dexter is going to be open to a lot of ganks. But yeah, what Church said earlier about the Paquito being played in the jungle, I'm also not a very big fan of it because the Paquito is sort of an assassin type of hero where you have to rely on your surprise to take enemies down effectively. But if you're playing in the jungle, they can more or less, judge or guess your rotation path and know where you'll be. But look here in the mid lane, though, at that little wondrous path, looks like there might be a skirmish there.
That's the first team fights breaking out in the game. Early one, Wakizi is trying to make a move there. Very careful, but also very tactical. Onto that mid lane, they will have to wait for it. But Kizzy looks like we want to take out Kendrick first. They want to about the Harriets. He does get him immobilized and the damage. Look at Dex Lane draw the first blood. The classic king already showing his fangs. And the turtle is where they rotate to. But then, well, let's see how they play this, because this turtle is the first one. And hopefully they're able to come for the contest. But then look at the Grok. It's Vermithor already holding his own in that mid lane, looking for a chance. Still on level 3, but the Mystic Gush comes out early, and the Red Rapper to block the way. Oh, Wicks is not able to get away, but then the Paquito and Ashra gets the double. Kryzen secures the turtle. Despite EMT's attempts, they lose the objective, and now Zwanky gives Ashra the triple, and Kizzy just holding his own, and now on targetability away into the tattoo. They won't even let him escape. They want to make sure they give Ashra that unofficial mania for Kaysen. Says no, the kill is mine, and the boss Ashura falls. Wixie shuts him down. Yes, they go with the rest of drive popped, and Swanky, well, revenge strike is gonna strike as well, but it's gonna have to let Bemitho go crazy and wait for it. Not able to pick up the kill. Terizla safely in his turret.
Yeah. Zonic on that god had the information here that Wicked Flicker was still on cooldown from that first engagement in time of that little. So the moment she got caught in the other side of the fence from the external part of the god, that's Vermitor, yeah, he knew that I will be able to secure this kill, even though his Mystic Gush was far delayed. We saw it moving in that 45-degree angle before it now actually landed on her, but yeah, it was able to secure the kill. And Ashura picked up the kill and into the triple kill. Well, it is not exactly the Barat you would want to give that kill onto, but still, is that gives him an ahead advantage over the Terizla. As now we can see that okay, potential engage into the often can see the draft of Jad and also the Zaman Force and the Mystic Gush all coming out. But the technical charge catches one, but that's the end of the engage as Zen Internationals retreat with the kill onto Asting, enough for them.
Yeah, but the way Kizzy is playing this era right now, I think his mastery is maybe a bit lacking. But anyways, let's see. Right now, onto the turtle, Cryzin is one level ahead, so they need to find a sort of advantage before going on full on engage. And of course, the advantage is what they will go for.
That nice
The
welcome
full on
used
fight
up.
is on right now. The Eternals welcome onto the marksman. Yeah.
Cryzen takes out the turtle as usual. Oh, the flicker missed the goal, Stolik! What the heck was that play? That is something you don't get to see all the time. But still, Wixie onto the mid lane there. They are making sure that minions are melted as they come. Meanwhile, rotation back to the top lane. It's Kendrick who gets there first. Meanwhile, Kizzy as well, waiting for his purple to spawn so he can take it out. And now Dexlin going back up there. 1-0-0. The KDA is still preserved. They were looking to see more because there's a reason why this guy is pretty famous in Classic. But then this is a tournament. This isn't a Classic match for the two-man Mystic Projectile and the other ramp to block the way. It's Vermithor doing what a Grok should do, keeping them back. But now Kendrick dives in as well with Zaman Force. Pop does Dexley. Where's that Purify? He's not able to get away. They make sure they lock him down. And now 3 for none. Cries in onto the turret, onto the creep rather. Down bottom though, we see Ashura pushing that turret. I mean, your counterpart is not available, so why not, Church?
Yeah, I think that is a complete that fight. Yeah, went to the side of Zen Internationals in both the kills, the gold, and also the turret. As now both the tier 1 bottom and tier 1 top lane of EMT has fallen into the hands of Zen International. They are trying to make their way with that mid lane turret, and would they be able to get it? Okay, no. EMT was able to completely defend. And yeah, as you are seeing, you can see that Purify is not working out well for Dexliners, although, yeah, he was able to make that work during the learning phase. Outside of the learning phase now, it is not working well, as we can see that Zonic with that Mystic Ghost capitalizes the kill onto Asting on that Belek, and that Belek is not working well for the side of EMT, as the god, although he was nerfed, it was not yesterday, but yeah, his damage was there. You can see that technically charge catching 3 underneath the turret and actually getting a kill onto Wix and actually a double kill. And the what's even the ultimate of Terizla called again?
Penalty zone.
The penalty zone, yeah, catches, but they were not able to capitalize on it as Zen Internationals again wins that trade-off by securing 3 kills and also the last turtle of the game.
Yeah, I mean, they are winning on all fronts right now. You don't even need their jungler to take the turtle. Baba is just chilling, taking the blue, and of course, he will be there. Yeah. So they are going for a full on engage right now because why not? Like Black said earlier, if we can, let's just do it. This Barat, definitely. And the last match as well, I wouldn't say Marvin Wade didn't play the Barat well, just that D2 they had a reply for the Barat, but EMT right now they seem to have a reply for it because what do you want to do against the Barat? What do you want to do against the Grok coming into your face like that? And the Belleric is definitely not enough as a front line for the side of EMT right now. Not when you have the Barat on the enemy team. Okay, that's the Eternals. Welcome again on to Kizzy. We'll use the Fallen Maple. The Mystic Gods come from the backline as well. Yeah, of course, Ashura will fall. KZ falls as well, the immunity or the iframe's invisibility won't save him this time, and that's for three people rather down on the side of EMT.
1 for 3 and a near flawless team fights, but then Ashura did 4, so that's 1 taking down. And Zen International, they come out of that team fight profitable though. The kill feed 16-3 and a 6k gold lead in their favor. Zen International, they might not have Zaruken, but Kryzen sure is feeling up for that. And now Hastings, KZ as well. Hastings might be in a bat ball. Rat of Drad might be used up soon, but Kryzen was interested in that purple buff. In the mid lane tier 2, the minions pushed through. But Zen International know when to pick a fight and when to just invade the jungle and leave, because 30 seconds into that Lord, they have to play this one very carefully. They need that Lord, they need that objective. They are playing it safe and just farming at this point here, Judge.
Yeah, Zonic pulled up that Sky Piercer not too early, but also not too late, as it now has 20 stacks on it, and it will only scale further if AMT are not able to capitalize or get an engage on him whenever he drops that Mystic God. As so far, his positioning on that God has been remarkable. He's usually staying in places where he will not get caught, and his team are actually making it easy for him to be able to use the complete to be able to have the complete duration. We can see he flickered in. That was, well, that's a game plan that I'm not familiar with here. Just let me say that. But his flicker will be done for the next 2 minutes, and he won't actually be able to make it. He won't actually have it in time for this Lord push.
Did someone request a pause?
Yes, down button.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, right now, Zen International, they are more or less cruising to victory. At the start of the game, it looked like both teams might just be on equal footing, but Zen International very quickly pulled far ahead of EMT. And right now, I think the only thing EMT can just do is just defend, try and farm up, take a page from the book of the 12. Try and farm up, defend, don't engage unnecessarily, and see if you can scale up as well. Because right now, your jungler is behind, your marksman is behind, definitely your EXP laner as well. He has died like 4 times trying to dive Zonic power on the god, but every time is always met with a sort of resistance. And the one kill he got was because the revenge strike actually killed Asura while he was escaping. So maybe more of those kind of kills, more of this kind of shutdowns will see us maybe seeing a comeback in this game.
Well, we're definitely gonna be seeing something when the game is on pause, that's for sure. But still, they are holding their own by far. If there's anything we've known and learned tonight, is that no matter what the scoreline looks like and what the gold lead looks like, because right now it's a 7k gold lead in favor of Zen International, and also 13-11 actually kill lead in favor of Zen International. If there's anything we've learned tonight, is that this scoreboard and that goal difference can still be flipped. And who taught us that? D12. Their names, when it comes to comeback, will definitely be mentioned in the Ascension series. But still, we will see if EMT, Emerging MLBB team, can pull off what they did. Can they? They've got the classic king himself, Dexlin. They've got Hastings on that Beric. They've got Kizzy on that Hirara, Wix on the Eudora, and finally, they've also got Swanky on the Terizla. These 5 men, can they make that statement D12 lead and pull a comeback, or will Zen International, Kendrick, Vermithor, Kryzen, Zonic Bar, and Ashura settle the score and show them that, well, you are not D12 in summary? But that Lord approaches, and well, let's see how they play this first siege, Judge.
Yeah, no, the only backside right now is that EMT does not have the exact wave clear that you would want in a team. Yeah, the only defense pops up down top, and also in the bottom lane, so in the mid lane, leaving it actually pop in the bottom lane. So all 3 only defenses are down, as Ashura still tries to make work of that tier 1 turret there of the inhibitor down bot, and that he was actually able to get it. The eternal part comes out. Is this a full on engage? You can see the We can see how the hot team is the Mystic Gauge, the penalty zone, the German force, including the Tunas War Command. Yeah, Zen Internationals are able to capitalize the kill onto Solanke while Kizzy recalls, okay, he actually stays up top, trying to get a trade back from that top lane, but yeah, the mid lane inhibitor also falls down as now Kizzy comes back to join the team in this defense. And although this is a good defense from the side of EMT, given that they are not out of the game yet, this is also a successful base push from the side of the internationals, given the fact that they're able to bring down both the bottom and the mid inhibitor, leaving only the top inhibitor at about quarter health. So as I was saying before, for a base defense, the draft line of EMT is not it. They have too many centered AOEs and too many centered um one shot and no AOE. The only AOE they have right now is Swanky on that on that penalty zone, and we can see that it's not working well as once again it drops as Kryzen picks up the kill onto Bruno, and yeah, they are finally going to drop that tier 3 inhibitor.
Yeah, we saw the way they kind of isolated Dexton right there. It shows that Zen International, okay, Zaman Force comes out. There's the Chrono Dash just going in and out, and of course the kill will go to Sonic Bauer, and they will focus on the turret, and it is on the base turret. Is Zen International takes game one. Yeah, that last fight we saw how they kind of isolated Dexton right there. They were poking they were poking the belly rig, and immediately the guy got below half health, they went for him immediately because they knew they could kill him. They had a true damage dealer on their side, so defense items will not really mean much when you are hit in the face with Mystic Injunction combination with the Mystic Gauge. So that's a lot of true damage being dealt to the belly rig, and he fell right there. And they tried to counter engage with the belly the Rizzler going for that penalty zone, catching I think 3 people, but he wasn't able to sustain up that much damage. And Dexlin too went in for the follow up, but he got caught in the missile expert. And while he was trying to escape, the missile expert, the final effect pushed him back towards the enemy team, and he got stomped to death by the Barras. The Barras getting the MVP, like I said. I don't know. This guy somehow he might be making his way back into the meta, Black.
Yeah, man, 100k damage taken, that's a lot. Even taking more damage than his own tank. That is ridiculous. 87.5 participation for the Grok though, and 21% hero damage dealt. 26. Imagine dealing the most damage and also taking the most damage. That's Ashura for you guys. That's Ashura for you. And of course, we see the Nigerian titles stacked up on the side of Zen International. You can tell that they were playing with a lot of expertise and heroes that they have been playing with. Oh yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna stop that there. But then Church, final thoughts on this game, and are we gonna see potential comeback? Because right now things are not looking great for EMT, man. Look at Terizla.
Yeah, I wanted to say this even earlier, but as Black already pointed out, you can see the amount of titles that was on the side of Zen International. So it shows clearly that they played their comfort picks, and their comfort picks were actually layered in ways that actually complement each other. While on the side of AMT, I think the issue right now is when they draft deep because they add 0 wave clear. All of their heroes, as I was saying earlier before, Teresa finally dropped after using his penalty zone earlier, but all of their heroes were single target heroes, from the balls of Dexlin to the combos of Eudora. The only way Eudora can get an AoE stun, apart from her ultimate and also that skill 2 ball of lightning, is if she uses her skill 1 first, her fog lightning first, then the ball of lightning will not be able to stun the heroes that are nearby to each other. But still, given that as me, that deals little to no damage to enhanced minions. So they had 0 wave clear. They were not able to hold the drafts in a way that complement each other. They had the Belleric, which will add the away from the Wrath of Jad together with the with the Irala, the items, but there was no damage, no wave clear. The rotation patterns of the mid lane and the Romas is fast clear your wave and help. But how do you fast clear your wave if the heroes that are supposed to fast clear, the heroes that are supposed to fast clear are absent? So they were not able to make full use of that their rotation, and that affected the sideliners greatly. That sideliners including the Dexlane and um okay. Zamasu was not the previous Charisma player, if I recall well.
No, that was Swanky.
Yeah, they were not able to complement Swanky on that Charisma, but hopefully, I do hope we'll see a rerun or a change in game two, because Zen, the leader of Zen, already said that the people that were in this were in his group are people that he could not beat. Was they were able to make. I don't know if I'm allowed to use the language, but they were able to make quick work or light work of EMT in this game one.
The kill feed
Yeah, I
tells us
mean, to
everything we need
capitalize
to
on
know.
what Black said about this. Okay,
Yeah,
Black, go ahead.
the kill feed told us everything we needed to know, man. And also subbing out
Mm-hmm.
Swanky for Zamasu, that might have actually been a good move on their end, because to be honest, they actually needed that Terizla to actually make those plays in that game, because when you're running Eudora in your team, she's very vulnerable. Eudora doesn't exactly have any blink skills. She also doesn't have any CC removal skills. So as a Eudora, you drop your burst and you go. Anything in between, or you get caught in a CC, well, that's it. But then they brought Zamasu. Zamasu, let's see if we can make that change, like the Zamasu in Dragon Ball, because that's obviously a Dragon Ball reference for those who watch Dragon Ball. But then Fisayo, they started the bans. Of course, the first thing down is that Barras, because why not?
Yeah, we were joking with this earlier because why not, man? Because why not? The bar actually give them, and of course, the Grok too had to go. The Grok too had to go. We're going to be seeing the Glue next or the Paquito, definitely. Maybe the Paquito is going to go next. But on the side of Zen, still pretty solid band, still pretty classic band. We have the Atlas and the Marcel. So the third band will be coming in soon. Of course, the band Dexlin is Claude. Every time I've met the guy, is always on Claude somehow. I don't think I've ever seen him play any other hero. But let's see if we're going to say Paquito band, because otherwise it might get picked up again. Might. Emphasis on might. So
Of
yeah,
course,
of course,
of
Mm.
course.
yeah. Yeah,
So yeah,
that
we
was
can see that EMT were making sure that none of those heroes that gave us an issue in game one will be let go again in game two, as the three bans they made were the three heroes that were present in game one and were actually in a way dominated. But still, Zonic finds a way to get his hand onto this god. He ended the last game with 6 kills and 40 stacks under his Sky PSR. Maybe we'll quickly watch that Sky PSR once again, but now we can see weeks going again with that Hilda pick. And now Zamazu, this all being for Swanky, locks in the Black Dragon Yuzong. And I am pending, okay, the carry actually got away. And if it does decide to lock this, that's an incredible hero to their jazz, because that's a double shield damage based. Kaizen actually makes a bold move and goes for the Lancelot. When last have I seen this husband of Odette in gameplay?
yeah, there's better about that, and I think he also went through a bit of a tough time with some nerves. I think that was why he was not so strong, or he's not so strong anymore. But yeah, Kryzen is like, yeah, we can play this guy. Oh my god, this guy actually went through glue. Guy, how? Well, guys, I don't know how Hastings wants to play this though, but we might be going to another game three in this match. But let's see how it goes, because in terms of backline diving, EMT are packing. Sonic Power, if they play this well, execution is all that matters. We're always saying that in the casters deck. Execution is all that matters, because there's a different thing. It's a different thing to pick a hero that works in theory, then it's a different thing to actually put it into practice and actually make it work. So Sonic Power, I don't think it's going to be having a very good time here, because not only do they have the Yuzong who can just backdive using the Black Dragon form, and the Furious Dive. They also have the glue as well with the spread and the grab with the slap as well. But we'll see how the game goes. In terms of bans, EMT they close up their ban with Minotaur and the Harry. Well, the Harry they forgot that Harry has been picked up already, and the Sonic Bauer has been picked. So those are like the two lanes where you can use the Harry, the mid lane, which is not even meta, and the gold lane, which is a better. But they went for banning the Harry instead, probably an oversight. While on the side of Zen, they are still very much intent on banning this guy out. Three maximum bans this time: the Claude, the Beatrix, and of course the Hanabi. We saw what the Hanabi did to in the hands of Saints to the people of the two of the other time. The Hanabi really closed out that game for them. So Zen International, they were like, we don't want none of that. Get the Hanabi out of our game, and let's see where we are with this picks.
Uh, man, 4 heroes used last game was banned by EMT. That tells you something. That tells you that they don't want what happened in game one to happen again. But then, like you did point out correctly, the oversight on their part when it comes to the Harriet ban. And look at the kind of lineup that this guys Zen International has, man. These guys, they've gone for the Sora, which you know very well the Sora can initiate and also follow up at the same time, and also go for the God as well. That was a very good lockdown because the God is a very good follow-up mage, one of the best follow-up mage out there. He's CC, he slows, his true damage, man, damn. But on the other side though, EMT, give them their melons because they have a glue, and if you play this well, the glue can actually be a formidable foe and be the bane of Zen International in this game. But then Hastings execution will matter, and we see Wicks repeating the same pick as last game, the Eudora. Okay, no words there, but Dexlin going for the Kenny special and locking down the Freya. But then there is no gold laner here. It's a Freya gold laner. Yeah, it's a Kenny special, Judge.
Yeah, and if you had if you have watched the past tournament of Mobile Legends ML of Nigeria, especially the recent ones, on this year, you should have seen what Ashura can do with this Sora. Is like one of his main heroes. So now that he finds his way to get his main against the Yuzong, and yeah, although Yuzong beat any E-Explainer play level 4, Sora beat any E-Explainer at level 4. So it's currently a battle of skill. Whoever gets there quickly. I know we can see that Kizzy actually invades into the creep of Crazen, so he will have that EXP and level advantage over Crazen, but that will actually not mean anything if Crazen takes the lead. So, but we are not entirely sure about how this might be. But instead, going to the good lane, we see the Freya against a carry, and this matchup is supposed to go to the hands of Freya because of the range of carrier. When it comes to range, carry is not exactly the best of the maximum to lean towards. So, and with the leap of faith of Freya, she can always close the range at any distance. But now you have to look at something in Zen International drought. That allows them to either fight or disengage. Okay, you can see that part of all or to vomit on another kind. We're actually able to capitalize the kill, but it was traded back. And if you are now thinking about it in the long run, that is not a good trade. A good laner for a Roma is not a good trade at all. But still, they were able to get that first blood and somehow keep 300 level lead ahead of them. Okay, you have to get a kill onto Sora off top. So yeah, now they're finally able to capitalize on the kills.
Yeah, I mean, right now the scoreboard is leaning more towards the side of EMT, but the first turtle has spawned and everyone is making their way up there right now. You can see the way Zamasu he got found out, and of course that's the puncture where the Tundros he was forced to use the Black Dragon form to escape. He's going into the territory of the enemy, bro. What are you doing, man? His petrify is off cooldown. I don't think they want to contest this, Black.
from KZ though, who's
Oh,
able to steal that through the Phantom Execution. Cryzen. A bit of an oversight on his hand, a bit of an underestimation too, but down bottom though, Dexlin, the KZ special, the KZ's aggression, we see it revealing itself here again in the hands of Dexlin, the same pick, Freya, against a carry. Wow, what do you know? Because that is exactly the matchup for D12 versus the Disciples Church.
Actually, we did not place like that. It was the Mia versus the Cal, remember? That
Oh
we're
yeah,
not
yeah.
thinking that, oh, yeah, wins the labor. Yeah, we can see Dex Lane. Oh, okay, use the. We can see the flicker in with the grab. Is he able to make? Yeah, he was able to mount I am Kendick and Weeks make quick for with the ball of lightning. And now Dex Lane will try to get. We can see that poker card, that poker trick with the deadly magic onto Akai, and Akai drops, and we can see Kryzen winning with the tundros, finally getting mounted with the grab, but yeah, Aston just said, yeah, let's take a breather, guys. Let's just retreat to have enough. We could Mystic Gush coming out, and Wicks actually gets the kill with the entire combo onto Kryzen, but he gets treated out immediately with Kenji getting the kill without using the speedy light wheels, in fact.
So far, things have been quite challenging if you are Zen Internationals. I mean, you had a dominating game one, but right now it's really starting to look like the game is slipping. The early game is slipping from your hands. But yeah, it's just a minor early game. It's the first or two lost, and things can still happen. But Ashura, I thought it was a shifting skies, but he didn't go for it. He actually waited and held back there. Meanwhile, down bottom, we see Dex Lane cut the lanes and go for a cut. And Kendrick just let him do what he wants and he rotates up top. Meanwhile, Kizzy as well on the other side, starting out the third two and just making sure that he gets a free uncontested third two. But on the other side, Vermito, it's a dive with Phantom Execution. Kizzy gets the third two though, and the grab mounted here. And now has to go down because inside the threat and the Mystic God, Mystic Projection, the injunction is very low. Hastings has to go, shifting skies into three with the Skyfall, and now the dive comes through. Dexter in a 1v3, make that 1v4, push it to CR2, trying to salvage something, but nothing came out of that. It's a flawless team fight, but then it's an international, none for two.
Yeah. I was saying earlier that the draft for the internationals is both engage and counter-engage. If they want to engage, they can go in with Sora in that shifting skies into the cloud form. And if they want to counter-engage, they can always use the archives every spin. And that's what they were able to use it, utilize in that last fight. And they even used it a step further as a form of pick-off, as Vamito was able to use that every spin to lock in Freya in place, then followed through by the repeated knockups from the side of Ashura. But now he was able to get a trade up top. Yeah, okay, he was able to get a turret of chop out top. So the turret count is still in favor of EMT, as now Ashura getting caught up in a 2v1. Does he use the cloud shifting sky platform to escape and actually get a kill instead onto Zamazu, as was not able to use the Black Dragon from outside, and Ashura escapes there with a flicker. That is some next level impressive gameplay coming out from that Sora. As now both teams decide to take it easy as the total spawns in 20 seconds.
yeah, and everyone has to make their way up there if they don't want to lose on a lot of gold. Okay, that's the flicker into the lightning ball and the fox lightning as well, but it's not enough to take out the carry. And that's the grab there right now. He has been pushed under the turret and he's taking a lot of turret damage. And of course, he will have to dismount if he doesn't want to die right there. Okay, that's the deadly magic onto the Akai, but it won't be able to take him down. Of course, he is a tanky boy. But Sonny Bauer will reply and take out Kizzy instead. Woof. Yeah, so the power on this god is something else entirely. The way he reads the map and actually positions well. Yeah, look at that again, throwing that Mr. Project into that bush, just try and check for the vision. Both sides don't have their jungler here right now, so no one is going for the top three yet. But yeah, look at Kryzen here. He knows he can get away. That puncture, it resets every time you hit something new, like you hit a new target. The passive soul cutter also increases the damage as long as you keep hitting someone with your skills. Ashura in the back line right there. Okay, that's the heavy spin comes out, locks down the Harley. That's shifting skies as well. Everyone is throwing out the yeah, that's the fork lightning as well. And of course, Sundry Skies to go back again. It takes to the skies using the sky forward, and Kizzy Wicks actually fell. Ashura too will get taken down in return. Blood for blood, Black.
Yeah, blood for blood. But now an even trade because in that one was in favor of EMT. 2 for 3. But you know the respawn timers are still very low. Dexlin, is that a bloodthirst I sense from that guy? Because man, we just finished the team fight and he wants to start another one. They do take the tier 1 of the mid lane, Joe. They have to make sure they get that purple buff as well because he started the invade, finished what he started. The Petrify with the heavy spin, almost catching Zamasu, but the man is able to escape. And now, purple buff not taken by them. EMT, they let Kryzen have it, but still, Church, at least Kryzen got his buff.
Yeah, everything is a bit balanced right now as Zonic picks up that Sky PSR. So right now we're trying to make a play because Kizzy tries for that Grand Theft to red as he was able to steal the red buff of Kaizen right underneath his nose. But then, okay, we can see Kaizen going in with the punctures, and actually, I think was able to get the grab on him, but the immune and there is no exact follow up. The Swift Sky is coming exactly at the time that he was able to dismount, and Zonic picks up a kill on that Sky Pesa, but Dex Lane, bro, with the Valkyrie's Descent and Leap of Faith is actually able to get two and make that trade a worthy trade for the side of EMT.
I swear, if Kryzen, okay, yeah. I was thinking Kryzen was gonna make a Kyrie play, yeah. I got a bit too excited, man.
There's a kind of mentality, your mentality shifts when you are playing some kind of heroes. Like Argos, for example, you are playing an Argos. No matter what anybody does to you in the early game, you know go vex. Why? Why? Because you know your own time is
Let's
coming.
give it coming.
Because you know your own time is coming. Once it's that time, like this guy, no mercy. The way Argos just be wiping everybody. Why? Just like, die. So yeah, that's the thing. I believe that's the thing with that. Okay, there's a grab onto someone. That's Ashura, right?
Yes.
But no follow. Another one comes up Black.
Heavy spin as well. Utilize! Oh, the shifting skies on 2-4. But Shura cannot take that much damage. It has to pull back, and Shura falls 1-0 in favor of EMT. That was a great initiation, but man, the damage was too much, even with the torrent form, Church.
Yeah, you have to give kudos to Kryzen on this Lancelot. He's making worthy plays, and Zonic picking up the Sky Piercer skills. That's 4 stacks right now, as he's able to finally get a kill onto Zamazu, and Kryzen is able to secure the low HP from the belt of EMT. That went from a good trade for EMT now into bad, as now they have not only lost members, they also lost the lot to Zen, and Zonic is on 40 stacks on this Sky PSR. His damage will continue to increase. 30 stacks, sorry. His damage will continue to increase as now Kizzy just have to escape from his own buff using the space escape. Although he gets it in time, but still, this went from good to bad, not worse yet, but currently bad for the side of VMT is still something they can capitalize on as long as they are able to stay together in time of so if they are able to ensure that they attack whoever has things attaches to with that grab. But if they keep leaving him, whatever he mounts on with that his ultimate, they would not be able to make full use of that his ultimate. And although if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, you can't blame them because Vamito in that Akai is always waiting. After Asting has mounted on with that grab, Vamito is always waiting. If they try to commit to it, he pops his every spin immediately. And when that every spin is popped, it disrupts anything fight that an EMT is trying to start. And that is what is keeping that's what's keeping Zen International alive right now. As you can see that Valkyrie is sent again from the Freya, but yeah, okay, he's still fighting, but instead they swap out Wix, and now Ashura also dies, followed by credit on that carry to Kizzy, as now they are trying to chase Kaizen on that last slot, but he's going in with the tons rules. Even though he has been mounted, he's still escaped. But now all the skills are on cooldown. What does he do? The Black Dragon form chases him, the tons rules calls out, and he's actually able to make it. Bro, what a fudge!
Oh my goodness, Kaizen is still alive though, very low. The puncture definitely on that cooldown now, but the man is staying in under that turret. Hastings trying his best to get him, but he's not able to. Kaizen is very low. Hastings wants to get that kill by all means. He wants to make sure he goes, but then the third goes and the phantom execution. I almost thought he was gonna go for that, but meanwhile, Dexlin pulls back with the leap of faith. They still have Kaizen. The man did not die in that engagement. I think he's gonna give Kyrie vibes right now, but then Vermithor. So grip from Zamasu and Ashura looking for a perfect chance for that shifting skies. He's got it. It's on that cooldown. Actually, it's off cooldown right now. It's available right now. But Bemito, Ashura, that's a signal. But it get busted down. That clip did. There's listen. No damage. Kizzy! Oh! Kizzy! What was that burst? And Kendrick had no choice but to wait for his own fate. And now Femito gets mounted again. It's Kryzen. They're going for the Black Dragon form. Kryzen is still staying alive there. And the petrified, there's the engagement with the shifting skies. Guys, is not 3-man. Skyfall. And it's don't part to take down Declan. Zorik is unstoppable. Zorik gets a double. Samasu shuts down Ashura. And it's 2 for 2 in favor of both teams because Kizzy, that load is there. Change your attention, turn it over there. Kizzy has to go to that lord because, man, the battle is getting heated up, Church.
Yeah, you have to, at this point, there's something you have to do, and you decide of VMT. It's either you tell Aston to stop using the that grab on Kaizen, because now the guys used it twice. The entire team of is not able to follow up with the mount with the mount on that Kaizen. So if they know they won't be able to follow up with that or with the mount on that Kaizen because of how slippery Kaizen is, then yeah, I think she just change his motive somewhere else. There is literally 3 other members that I could take. As now there is no purify on the side of the international. So maybe you should try to go for the carry or the god, mostly especially god, because now he has 50 stacks, and now Pedrick is trying to punch this lord down, as now the lord is below the half. Below the half, you can see that Black Jacob from coming out. Dexlin trying to flank, and now Kaizen again gets the Lord. Dexlin far behind, but yeah, he's not able to make comment. He can get any kill, but Dexlin, he falls and he's traded off instead for the Akai. And now Kaizen finally dies on that last slot. He has been making 1 HP, 2 HP. So we can see Sonic actually gets the kill onto Zamaza, as was the calling rule. Yeah, just fights left and right.
Oh yeah. Well, the dangerous spots to recall usually you should think, if I was this person, where would I check first? When you want to recall, just think, if I was this person, where would I check first? So that can give you an insight into how to better position yourself when you're recalling. But while we are saying that the Lord is making its way up top, we can see Ashura and Zonic Bauer as well trying to do their assignment, their home cleaning, while EMT sent the glue right there to do the cleaning for them. The Lord is there to fall. Only 2 people are working on it currently. Wix has joined them up top, Zamasu as well. So this will be a successful defense. The Lord is not as strong, so I mean probably the enhanced minions are like the advantage that they have here just for a little while. But all the while, I mean, the way Zen has been playing, I don't know. Sometimes they will get it right. Sometimes they will be like completely off track. And their saving grace right now is just the god. The god really knows how to position well and knows the targets to go for. And that Sky Piercer already has like a lot of stats on it. So just by relying on it, he has been getting a lot of kills. Well, I gotta say, it's not every time. Okay, it looks like he might be going again. That Sundren strike catches no one. So now the full on engage there. Kryzen rather is there trying to get the stacks off the Soul Cutter Black.
Look at Kizzy though. The man is camped in that bush and just waiting for that person to come out on Rose Kryzen. They keep their distance, but then Vermithor is someone half HP, ball lightning, the fork lightning, and of course Thunder's Wrath used up. The Black Dragon form signals the engagements, Speedy Light was committed into the turret. Samasu, bad move, very low. Kizzy, half chills. Kaizen gets the kill, and Dexlin has to pull back because they've lost one member. Hastings is down. They don't have their tank anymore. Jesus, man, the damage on Keys right now. Look at him, though. He walks through, space escapes, able to get away just quickly. Kendrick has to stay clear of that Harley because, man, once beaten, twice shy. But in this situation, twice beaten. Kaizen! Don't rolls and a puncture with a phantom execution, but he will not survive that deadly magic for a reason. And now Zamasu, a defensive Furious dive to dodge the Mystic Gush, and the Lord spawning in 3 seconds. EMT having the cards in their favor right now, and 2 members down, actually 1 because Kaizen is the only one not alive. They get an uncontested Lord, and right now, what can is an international do, Judge?
In the hand one, it's just like the game one of D12 versus Disciples. Then internationals have the marksman while AMT does not. So if they are able to ensure that Kali does not die to this Hildera gameplay of Ali, because Ali is playing like how Hilderas usually play, camp in that bush, was that person come send that person to heaven with the entire full combo. So as long as he's able to as long as Kali is able to avoid these attacks from Kizzy and able to stay long more in team fight, then yeah, they should be able to win this prolonged team fight as he's currently is almost fully builded, as now they are able to they're able to pop the immortality of Akai and they finally get the kill on Team Week. See now God getting the full stacks, and yeah, that's a full stack on that Sky PSR as now he's able to get the kill on Dexlin, Asting, and Zamasu. That's 3 for 1. With Lord matching in, that's not a good trade at all, but that's a successful base defend on the side of the internationals.
Yeah, we saw why the carry should be banned right there, man. Deslin went in with that Valkyrie's descent right into the back line, to the heart of the enemy damage dealers, but it didn't come back alive because the carry was mainly focused on him, and we saw the glue rather, go in trying to get the carry as well, but I think he missed or something like that. So this is easy, guy. This guy don't dey scale up. Or waiting happen. I mean, he's built already. Yeah, he's fully built.
What kind of damage is Kizzy doing? That damage is just repulsive in my eyes, honestly. The way the Sora HP just deleted, like, the damage is just...
Guy, that was a Sora. That was a Sora.
In his torrent form. To make matters worse, that was him in his torrent form. To give you a background, right? If you don't know how the Sora kit works, in the torrent form, all your damage is being converted and you get tankier, basically. You get tankier, right? And basically you are harder to take down. Now they go for another engagement there. It's the Valkyrie descent committed. Zonic is being mounted. Phantom execution already from Crichton. Spirit Light is committed. Heavy spin onto Dexlin, and Dexlin falls. Zonic finished the job, and Zonic gets a double onto Zamasu. They're not done. They want to get more, because why not? Crichton dives him with a puncture straight to Wixie, and he wants to get that kill. Thundros, Zamasu. No. Hastings is not letting Crichton go. Not when that Lord is already there. But the Phantom execution defensively gets out of there, but then has Vermilthor let Wixie go. He has to, because Kizzy is right there, and Kizzy will bust you down even if you're an Akai. You have to learn your lesson. They've sided out Lord though, and they will have to make sure they are quick with this one. But then heavy spin, and they pin it out there. They go for it, deadly escape, and now Zonic in a bad spot, but he's able to get away, reposition. The Lord almost there. Kizzy, can he make the steal? Kizzy cannot. Croisen beats him to it, and now the glue falls, and Kizzy able to get the damage done, but not the Lord taken. EMT would have to face another siege.
The issue right now that I'm saying is that EMT needs to know that they should not take any fight without Kizzy. The fight they took right there before the Tortu, Kizzy was down bot, and in that same fight they lost Dexlin, which is a prime member to the team, because they need him for any objective control. Him just being in that backline is enough threat to ensure that the backliners of the international, that's I am Kendrick and Zoni, cannot able to perform their full kit. But because he is only the one there, he gets just faster. He gets the L. Kryzen was able to purchase the mortality inside. That some fast items up and is able to avoid getting killed by the camp gameplay of this Harley. But still, as I was saying, because of his only dexliness in that backline, he's getting shredded faster than he could activate. And now you can see the entire kit of the Eudora coming out onto Ashura, even with the gap, and now Ashura finally dies, still picking up that immortality, and now they're finally done with the Lord. As Z Nationals are contemplating on whether should we retreat or should we try to push up Bosnia, since Kryzen has finally recalled the said let's just let's back down. The Lord next Lord spawns in about 60 seconds. Let's just clear the waves. Let's take everything clear. Let's just let's reduce the tempo a bit.
Yeah, I mean EMT, they were able to really defend that well. I didn't even see that the Lord was getting melted already, and that was an enhanced Lord. I don't think it is evolved yet, but I know it's a very strong Lord. So the way they were able to melt it quickly, that's surprising. But anyways, they are looking for their next victims right now. Verminator and Sonic Bauer spot the enemy team and they will leave that bush. The Gronk as well has locked in the immortality, just in case he dives in and he gets killed. So he will have some sort of extra time. Sonic Bauer making full use of this God's kit and just poking, throwing the mystic projectile into every bush, trying to gain vision as well before he moves anyhow around the map. You can see the way he's positioning himself right now, moving right into the back of the composition.
And the Lord has spawned, so eventually they're gonna have to make their way. Kryzen, he doesn't have the immortality because he already used it up, but I'm pretty sure that rose gold might compensate with the taunt rose if timed perfectly. And now everybody's playing it safe, everybody's playing it calm. Kryzen, oh, nice one. Able to dodge the mystic projectile there, but look at Zamasu though. Oh, the boss! Oh my goodness! He had to use the heavy spin because, man, if he hadn't, he would have died. Look at the damage. That was a tank, by the way, Church.
Yeah, but that's an advantage on the side of AMT for this Lord contest. They are now with the information that every spin is on cooldown for the next 30 seconds, given the amount of time he used it. But now, can see that grab onto Ashura, and that's why he was able to follow through with the Shifty Skies. But yeah, he finally dropped onto the hands of Crazy. As Crazy still continues, you can see the thunders and the Mystic Gush coming out. I am going to be finally able to drop out. Oh, I am quite finally able to drop out Kryzen, but still, Kryzen takes the kill onto Kizzy, and now you can see up top, the wave is pushing up top, and the only person alive is on Wicks as he takes that grab onto what did they even mount self?
Yeah, he went on Tyren again, which we have said, okay, that's the Spirit Light we're chasing him down. He will fall here, I believe, yes, of course. True damage coming from the Spirit Light will not be joke, bro. But they don't have minions pushing, and that's going to buy the side of EMT enough time to respawn and do something about their base.
I don't think there's enough time right here as Zen Internationals are trying to capitalize this one was closes. Can see he's getting that immortality, but will not be able to get the full damage. Finally able to kill Zonic on that god, but yeah, I am kind of just lock onto this base, bro. As they playing this series with 2-0 sweep on EMT.
Yeah, they want to go home, bro. They want to go home. But anyways, yeah, GG's for both sides actually. EMT, they performed better than I assumed. They performed better than I assumed against Zen International. We all know Zen International. They also have experience in this kind of tournaments. EMT, this is like the first time we are seeing them here, so they I think they really played really well. Their picks actually probably they are kind of questionable. I feel like they should have gone for a more maybe like set tank or something. But the composition is not exactly the problem here. If not for the Akai on the side of Zen International, that was the winning pick actually, because any set that they try to do, whether it is Dexter diving into the backline or Zamasu going in with that Black Dragon form, or even as Hasting on the glue going trying to set something up for his team, they're always being met with an heavy spin, and we know the heavy spin a battle dismantler, like scatters everybody all around. Just make sure that whatever it is that you're planning doesn't work out.
Uh, of course, looking at the stats here now, Kryzen, Nigeria #1 Lancelot. At least now we understand why he had those fast swaps and he had those puncture plays and almost made that career moves and almost making church use the WTF word. It tells you everything you need to know, guys. The Nigerian Kyrie might just be reborn in person of Kryzen from Zen International, so definitely be looking out for that guy in future games. And Sonic Bauer, Nigeria #2 God. The other player that I've seen that played God as well as this guy is definitely Milton, that actually played for Ordeal of Fate OFF. That guy was pretty good with the God there, man. And yeah, of course the carry as well. Nigeria #8 Kendrick. And well, EMT's Kizzy, what he mentioned, but unfortunately couldn't get the win. And yeah, any final words from you casters before we close tonight's games, guys?
Yeah, you have to give credit to Zonic on that god. It's a 5 minutes match and you only died once. And even that once was close to the end of the match. That's some next level god gameplay and god positioning. Because usually with this you would think that God was not present in team fights, but an 89% team fight participation, though he was there for the kills, he was there for the assists, and he was there to ensure that Zen International win this game against EMT with a clean sweep, a 2-0 sweep. And what I'm not sure this was the performance everyone expected from EMT. I do know that's not what I did. That's not what I expected, given the facts when I knew the players that formed the squad. But still, this is just the opening match of the Ascension series. This is the first match of the night, so I am looking forward to other matches we'll be seeing in this Ascension series.
Nothing much from this side except we are done with the first day, guys. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next one, and hopefully we will see more interesting games like this as well. Game one was a blast. Game two as well. Yeah, game two as well was also very interesting to watch.
With that being said, guys, that is everything we've got for you guys. Ascension Series Day 1 done and dusted. Shout out to ML Hub for organizing and, of course, coordinating the tournament. Shout out to Church, the ref and caster for tonight at the same time. Damn, W's, bruh. And also shout out to Fisayo, also the subcaster and the analyst caster, bringing you this analysis that helps you understand why that quick swap Ryzen did. He had to do it to survive Kizzy. But with that being said, shout out to Black Mara for casting as well. The team fight. Good night, guys. Good luck in your rankings.